We're going to get going here in just a second. I wasn't going to kick off till 10 o'clock, so I'm going to give it just a few more minutes. Not because I don't think you guys are worth it, but because I'm still finishing up a few things before I dedicate the next hour or so. I have poured myself a little Christmas whiskey. I did stoke the fire and get it ready. So just enjoy it for a second. I'll be on in just one. No, no possum. Or all the above, Donna says. Uh-oh. So you're going to grab all the above. Y'all let me know that y'all got good audio because I just kicked on my microphone. I did have y'all dark. I want to make sure everything's coming through good. Yeah, happy early New Year's 2020. Oh my goodness, has it been a year? Some of you have been with me for less than a year. And we're going to talk about how Dad with the Phone started, where it came from, how I got involved in it, what we've done over this last year. We may ask for some of your favorite moments, and we may try to go find those videos that are out on the interweb and play a few recaps from this last year. Sounds like we got perfect sound. Sounds like everybody's getting their stuff together. It's just about 10 o'clock. So I'm not going dead. Audio is going to drop for a second. I'm going to finish up a few things and I'll be right back. We'll kick this show off. I just got to go get a few things prepped. It's going to be a good one, kids. This one's going to be good. All right. Looks like we got everything in order. Man, I just got out of a pretty cool. I don't even know if they're still live. She might even still be live right now. I just got out of a crazy drama filled YouTube live over at the 411 Jay or Jay's 411 channel. So like that's like her little drama channel. And it was good. It was good. And the funny thing is how this has come full circle. My very first YouTube experience with the true crime world was I was actually a guest on the Oney and Jay show. It was on Oney's channel, but it was Oney and Jay is for Justice. And that was the first time that uh I was ever live about true crime, and that was the Oney and Jay show, and it was probably just about a year ago. Like the first time I went live with Jay, it was in January. But I think I went on Oney's show on the day that Patrick Frazee got arrested, which would have been uh actually 2018 December like 21st. I know that they were streaming my live video from Facebook because Oney, again, this is full circle, guys. Within 1 year, Oney is who brought me into this little true crime community. Now, I credit Jay is for Justice, but Oney actually reached out to me on Facebook and asked if he could stream my Facebook live. So that's the full circle. And then tonight I'm listening to a show that Jay's doing with a phone call about Oney doing all this craziness already. So this was within 1 year of being invited into this true crime community by Oney and Jay. Now, literally, Jay is for Justice is ending the year out by talking about Oney in not a positive way. So understand this full circle of a ride in which got us to where we are right now on the 30th of December. And if things roll the way they seem like they roll, we may roll this into New Year's Eve, 31st. But no matter how, could you explain the Oney connection and who he is? Okay, Oney had a true crime channel called True Crime and Gossip when I started. Like when I went on his show over a year ago, because it was like right after December 30. It was like right after December 21st. So it was like the 22nd or the 23rd. I went on Oney's show on True Crime and Gossip. Jay was like his counterpart on that show. She had Jay is for Justice for sure, but she was on that show and did a ton of collab with Oney. So I was on Facebook. I had a regular YouTube, Woodland Park Underground. I'm going to show some videos from that. Actually, I already had this. I want to show you. I'm going to bring up the Woodland Park Underground just so you can kind of see where we started. Because I went back and was looking at like when these videos were updated and stuff. And so for me, it all started on the Woodland Park Underground. So I had a Woodland Park Underground channel here, and there's videos on that channel that are I had a video a year ago that I did about a woman, and 45,000 views, but that was a year ago, and it was a pre-recorded deal. This was before I did anything, and other than that, we're looking at like 20 views, 10 views, stuff like that. Now I had some Woodland Park Underground videos that I would show, but this really started at this press conference. This was over a year ago on December 10th. And many of you know this was the very first press conference of the Kelsey Barrett case. And this was before any of these guys picked up the Kelsey Barrett case, because this was when we were first being made. It was first being made real public. And I'd done some live videos on this thing, but my Facebook page had about 16,000 followers on it Um, it's probably more like 13,000 followers to be exact on at the beginning of the year. I could go back and go find it exact numbers, but all of a sudden this Kelsey Barrett case came here. And so Oney reached out to me and asked if he could stream some of my Facebook videos. Cause at that point I was real heavily streaming on Facebook. And and he brings me into this thing by streaming my face. And then I went on a live show with them, which was probably right around like the beginning of or the end of December, beginning of January. But the first time I went on Jay's show was in January. She pulled that show or looked at that show or whatever a few days ago. But nonetheless, that's how it all started, is with this Kelsey Barrett case. And I was pulled into this world through Oney, which is crazy because now we're sitting here, everybody's talking about him as Mr. Drama, as Mr. Swatter, as like he's trying to start all this trouble with all these people. Now, it wasn't very long. I did a few shows with him, and I had kicked off and I was streaming on Woodland Park Underground. But it wasn't too far into that then I kicked off Dad with a Phone, because Dad with a Phone has been up a year now. It started over a year ago, which means I started it in December. And then it really rolled off after I started getting into YouTube drama. The YouTube drama hit me. And let me tell you who the real drama stir was for me. And she tried to get my channel shut down. This was like, I was a nobody. I was a dad with a phone. And the one we don't speak of, but we'll call her LK in the same sentence with KK. But this one's called LK. And this LK girl also reached out to me. So Oney reached out to me. LK reached out to me, and she wanted to get me on her channel. And she tried hard. She wrote me this long ass Facebook message about how she was the female Howard Stern and all this stuff. Well, then Oney reached out to me, and I don't know. Oney just had I thought Oney was a better person. Like my first judge of persons. Now, this could tell you something about me, because I wasn't that good of a judge of person, but you'll also see that I separated myself from Oney pretty quickly early on. So anyway, uh, so LK and Oney both reach out to me. And I respond to Oney, and I let him run my videos. And then he invites me to come on his stream on true crime and gossip. And J is for Justice. God, thank God there was some sanity amongst these people. So then J is for Justice is kicking it with Oney. And Oney would even do, he was at that point for Jay, he was actually like streaming her shit for her to like to her own channels. So like he was handling like almost the tech side of things. So it was more of, sometimes when I would call in, Oney would be there, but it was more of just Jay kicking it because it was on the J is for Justice channel. But Oney was real hard and heavy on helping her do the technical side of things, at least kind of how I remember things. I'm not saying that Jay didn't do her own stuff. I'm just saying that Oney helped with that. And then I started doing my own regular lives or whatever. And Jay had her channel going, and Jay was just way easier to work with than Oney. And so Oney, I said some things that offended Oney. Hashtag, I'll say something that offends you probably. I have said something, let me put it this way. I have said things that have offended some of my most faithful watchers and followers, and those people I think have forgiven me. They may not follow me or watch me as much, but they still talk, like message and reach out and stuff. But I know I say stuff that offends people. Somehow I said something to offend Oney, and he like literally kind of got real cold, like just super cold. He was cordial. He didn't try to pick a fight, but it was just, oh, okay, I'm not doing nothing with Oney no more. But Jay is totally fine, and me and Jay did 100 collabs. I don't know how many videos. I don't know how many actual lives we did, but we did a lot of lives over this last year about true crime, and especially when it came to the Patrick Frazee case. But also, she like introduced me into the Chris Watts case, and I drove up and I shot some drone video of the Chris Watts house. Damn, I was real close to going to John Benet Ramsey's place. And I ended up going to jail that day, and I didn't go to John Benet Ramsey's place. But I was real close to doing that, and that was through like with Jay and stuff. And so over this last year, um, Jay and Oney both brought me into this true crime thing. I had social media channel and especially a Facebook following here in Woodland Park. I had fucked with elections. I was going to run for mayor just from a social media post. I might do that this year. There's an election in 2020. I might just run for mayor just to see if I can use social media to get a couple hundred votes. I don't expect to ever win, but I may just do it just to fuck with the politicians. So I've been fucking with Woodland Park, the politicians, the city people. When I say fucking with them, I've been just trying to keep their shit in order. Like there's some corrupt mothers, and nobody was talking about the corrupt mothers. When you start talking about the corrupt mothers, then that's what I call fucking with them. I don't fuck with them personally. I just go and do what you can do, like legally. Go get a core request and find out what these guys are spending money on. Go get a core request and find out who's backing their elections. See, that's the big thing. If you want to know what's going on in your small city government, go get a Freedom of Information Act to find out who's paying for the campaigns of your local politicians. So this is what I was doing before true crime. I was just like trying to make my little town better. I would do a lot of positive stuff where I would do promotional videos. You can go back and see these promotional videos. They go back years, 3-4 years, for both. I was doing promotional videos for businesses in town, for the cops in town, for organizations in town, just trying to make Woodland Park a better place. At the same time, I did fuck with the politicians, but politicians are made to be fucked with. This is why they're elected officials. They put themselves in a different category, a different scrutiny. And when you're an elected official, you're in a different category to be scrutinized. And so all I did was turn the heat up on that scrutiny, and that really pissed off a bunch of people in town. You piss off the rich people in town, man, you getting some heat brought your way. And so I've had some heat long before this true crime thing happened. All of a sudden, I throw myself into an active police investigation in Woodland Park. And of course, the police don't get happy about that. They don't want you. They don't want Dad with the Phone, Michael Dalton, the Woodland Park Underground. They don't want me anywhere near a damn murder case, because I'm going to say the things that I see as I see them, just like all of you found out over the last year. This did not make the police happy. This did not make the city officials happy. That a Dad with the Phone could have any sort of voice, but then on top of that, you're going to give him a worldwide voice on a national case. This, my friends, this did not make a lot of people in this little beautiful town I live in happy. Now, on the flip side of this, when I talk about people not being happy, on the flip side, I have received so much love and hugs and adoration from people within my own town that all the negative shit pales in comparison when it comes to the overwhelming blessings this past year has brought. So I make that very clear and very straightforward. I am not a victim. I have, in a sense of this last year, but I have been victim to a few things. Police harassment is the main one, but we'll get to that. I don't want to start there. I don't want to start there. Let's get down the road here a little ways. Let's roll in till about, what was it? It was March. It happened in March. What happened in March? Something happened in March that flipped the script. When did that happen? Was that March? I can't remember when Dateline hit. But nevertheless, the YouTube drama was real from the start. And it started with, Keck brother. That's where I was going with, the Keck girl, Laura LK. LK. I forgot. I talked about Oney, and then I had to get to LK. LK started some real shit drama. Like, this girl called the cops on me at the end of January, according to her own. She's the original swatter, in my opinion, in the true crime world. This was long before Oney made one freaking cop call. This is LK, and she admits to it. She actually played the audio from that phone call on another drama channel for everyone to hear, because she was trying to say I threatened her life, and it was without overwhelming majority of the people listened to not only the cop call she made, but they listened to the videos that she tried to say I threatened her life. And she tried to make shit up. She just tried to make shit up that wasn't there. I never threatened anyone's life. I am a father of 3. I've been married for 16 years. Am I perfect by any stretch of the imagination? Not even close. And trust me, I've said it more times than most on any of their channels. I am more wicked than most people. I want to tell you that. And I understand how wicked my heart is. And I have to keep that shit in check. And so this Laura Keck girl made some very strong allegations against me. And had I not been, let me just tell you right now, had I not been in the position that I was in my little town, where I had a relationship with the police officers in this town, these motherfuckers messaged me on Facebook, right? I emailed with the chief of police. The commanders still to this very day, if I reach out to a commander, one of the commanders at the Woodland Park PD, still to this very day, if I reach out to them on Facebook, he will answer me within an hour, and he is cordial and talks to me. So had I not had that relationship with the police officers, Laura Keck's little call to the cops could have ended with one of my children being dead. That's how serious that shit was. And so when people make light of that, the only thing that kept me from being swatted or being threatened by the cops because of her little escapade on the freaking call was because I had a relationship with my police officers. And so people want to make light of that, but I'm telling you right now, had I not had that relationship with the officers in my town, they very well could have kicked my door in and swatted me on her call, saying I was threatening her life or whatever. Actually, when she called them, she tried to turn me in. Let me tell you how crazy this woman is. She called the cops on me because she tried to turn me in for a YouTube violation. But then she tried to tell the YouTube world that I threatened her life. That's what she did. She really tried to call in a YouTube violation to the Woodland Park PD. You can listen to the phone call yourself. It's on some drama channel out there. I'm telling you, this is what she did. Not only that, she goes on to say that she freaking called the FBI on Dad with a phone over a YouTube violation. And then she made up some shit about, and then she told the YouTube community, she told all of you guys that I threatened her life. Oh my God, this is how I was invited into the YouTube true crime world, by this little LK. And you guys all know about her now because her and Oney are thick as thieves. They're cop collars from way back. They're the biggest counterfeit creators YouTube has seen in the true crime world this year. So my reward for counterfeit creators, as well as just jealous creators, just jealous people. They're just jealous folks. Um, Goes to LK and Oney by far. By far, it goes to them. But that's how I was invited into this world. So on one hand, I got Oney and Jay is for well, I'm going to talk just about Oney for a second. I'm going to get to Jay. Don't worry about that. We'll get to Jay in this year. But how I was invited, I had LK, I had Oney, and then I had JS for Justice that really stepped in the January area. But by the end of January, I had had the cops called on me from a YouTuber. That's real shit, people. That's real. I can't make that up. So within 1 month of kicking off a YouTube channel in the true crime world, Mrs. LK had called the cops on Dad with the phone. And it was over a YouTube violation, but that's even funnier. That's for a whole nother show. So this is how the true crime world will greet someone, right? Now, had it been anyone else, had anyone else gone up against LK in the first month of their YouTube channel, they would have been crushed. I seen this woman crush a few people over the last, and she draws them in. But you guys know please, that girl she can't even carry on a conversation with me. She loses her shit as soon as Dad's name's mentioned. I can come on and be polite and sweet and try to talk to her. That girl, she can't even hold her tongue. She has no self-control when Dad with the phone walks into the room. And this was made clear the other day. You don't believe me? Go watch for yourself. That girl couldn't hold a candle having a conversation with me. And so, nevertheless, she was intimidated, super intimidated. She tucks tails and runs for a little bit. She says some jabs at me throughout the year, very, very little. Oney just tucked tailed. He didn't want to, there was no way he was trying to pick a fight with Dad with the phone. So he didn't try his little shenanigans SWAT calling. They found out real quickly that they weren't going to be able to control me by calling the cops. They realized, oh shit, he really does know the cops. As a matter of fact, the cop that took her phone call, me and him still got a date together, but we'll get to that date after the date. But we still got a date. Let's see. Let's move on down the road. So we get through the swatting call from Laura Keck. We go into February. By this time, the Patrick Frazee case is full swing. And I mean, I got introduced to the sleuthing world by one of the best. Can I just say that? I'm saying it right now on the 2019 show, January 30th. I rolled the dice in the sleuthing community, and I just happened to be partnered up a little bit with the best. That's how I roll, though. Like, it's not by mistake that Jay is for Justice and Dad with the Phone did a lot of collabs this year, in my opinion. It's not by mistake. It was a recognition on my part, probably, and I'm sure Jay recognized a few things, but nevertheless, I won't speak for her. But for me, it was a recognition on a part of seeing a creator, talking with someone on a live or doing a live video with them, and I recognized immediately, oh shit, this girl's going somewhere when it comes to this true crime world. Little did I know that Jay was new to YouTube too. Like when I came on with her and Oney, I was kind of under the impression that they had been doing this for a minute on YouTube and that Jay is for Justice had been doing this for a minute on YouTube. But her channel just turned a year old just recently. Now, she had been doing other true crime stuff and doing Facebook groups and stuff for a minute, doing other stuff like that. But little did I know that all of a sudden this little thing collab here on a and when I say collab, I'll put it this way. Jay would call me and say, hey, we got this info. Is there any way you can check this out? And so it was almost like she was getting the sleuthing done and they're just telling me, and I'm like, oh, let me go check. Let's go check out the Nash Ranch. I mean, people don't realize this. The Nash Ranch was a very vital part in the Patrick Frazee case. It became very evident in trial. But what people didn't realize is that Jay tipped me off to get out to the Nash Ranch before freaking the Nash Ranch had ever been mentioned by the FBI, had been mentioned by CBI. Then nobody knew nothing about the Nash Ranch when it had to do with the Patrick Frazee case. Before Jay was like, "Hey, we got the gate code. You want to get out there?" She sent me emails. I'm trying to say, like, Jay, don't you be getting me arrested. Me going out to this damn ranch. She's like, "Oh, we got permission from the owners. Here's the email from the owners. Here, let me put you in contact with the owner." Blah 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 blah. All of a sudden, I found myself out there, and the world is watching. The whole damn world's watching. People from around the world are going, "This dude's out at the Nash Ranch. The FBI is going to search this place. Something went down there." So we and this was right at this time, like we're talking mid-February, March, before the damn trial had even started. We had been through some motions. We had been through some we we barely knew KK's story. Now, I had learned some things. So I got to talk about some things that I haven't talked about in the YouTube world, but many of you that have been with me from the start will know this pretty quickly. All of a sudden, I get involved in YouTube wrench drama. Now, listen, I've been married for 16 years to one woman. All of a sudden, there is women from around the world. Maybe they're women, maybe they're like 12-year-old boys. I don't know. But there are internet people from around the world that are getting involved in this thing called wrenches. All of a sudden, I got wrench drama. I can't believe you made that girl a wrench. I can't believe you made that girl a wrench. What the hell's with this wrench and that wrench? I didn't, I can, I barely have, I barely, I say, have, can keep one woman happy for 16 years. Barely. I had to give her 3 kids and had to love her 100 different ways. There was no way I was about to join this damn community and have to fight with a bunch of women. It just wasn't going to happen. You should seen the messages I would get from women telling me about another woman and about this woman and about that woman. And I was like, holy crap, I'll never make it in here if I try to keep keep all these women happy. So that's when I started really just throwing shit out. I was like, dude, if a troll gets into YouTube and control a little few people on my channel, good, because I can't deal with it. So I had to really limit. I started limiting my wrenches and my moderators and my admins to people that I had physically met, that I had physically touched them, that I had physically laid hands on, because I was like, if I'm gonna get screwed by someone, I don't want to get screwed by someone I've never met. I want to get screwed by a living, breathing person that I have put my hands on. And if they're gonna attach themselves to dad with the phone, then I want to be able to say I at least know these guys, right? Well, that's very hard to do in the world of YouTube. But what happened was is there were actually a few people. There's still a few people on YouTube or Facebook. So, Debbie, a wrench is a YouTube admin. So, Debbie, you're on Facebook right now. You know what a group admin is on Facebook. So, think of it that way. Think of a wrench as a Facebook admin or a Facebook moderator. That's all you have to understand. So, a wrench for you Facebookers, see, because Heather, you're watching on Facebook. I can see this, right? So, these questions are very valid, and don't think they're dumb questions. Think of a wrench as a Facebook admin, okay, in a group, and think of dad with the phone on Facebook, like the page you're watching me on right now. Think about that in the YouTube world. So there you go. So these wrenches and these admins, and I should say admins too, because this happened both on Facebook and on YouTube. And I was like, oh God, where does this drama ever end? I'm trying to do true crime. I'm trying to talk about a woman who got murdered, and I got women fighting over wrenches. I was like, there's a woman who was murdered on my block. I don't have time for YouTube drama. It irritated me a little bit. Now I enjoy it. Now I realize why you have YouTube drama, why you have Facebook drama. I realize why you have it, because if if you don't have drama, all of us would go freaking crazy about these crazy cases. If all we could do is talk about would be to talk about the Megans and the KKs in the world, we literally, listen, if all we did was talk about murderers, you would go crazy. So that's why let me put it this way. I don't want to say we because I don't want to speak for you, but that's why I allow the Laura Kecks of the world in my life on YouTube, because I realize how trivial she really is. Like, that's how trivial she is. But her trivialness still plays a part in my life, because I need a little like YouTube drama, because there's actually real stuff going on in people's lives. Like, there was a woman that was literally murdered down the street from me, beaten with a bat. And when you put that in comparison with the YouTube drama, God, that YouTube drama is really nothing. It kind of just makes you breathe a little bit. Oh, let me step out of the reality that there was a woman beaten with a bat down the street from me, and let me just put myself in this false reality of YouTube drama. And oh yeah, it's real trivial, but I can understand why the brain needs it. Okay? So, meanwhile, I'm following this case, and let me tell you something. I never watched no Oxygen Channel true crime. I wasn't addicted to true crime TV. I liked I liked Making of a Murderer. I watched Making of a Murderer, and I watched the Ted Bundy thing. I think actually the Ted Bundy thing came out after I started doing this, but I had just watched Making of a Murderer, and all of a sudden there was a Making of a Murderer happening down my street. What the hell? Why would I not want to watch this unfold? And then it gave me an outlet to to rant. Like, I would put on a fireside chat like I got right now. I would pour probably too many glasses of whiskey. Right now I'm just on my first glass of whiskey, by the way. I had a great day today. Oh my gosh. My wife had friends that she has known since elementary school come into our lives today. So, like, lifelong friends with my wife. And there is something to be said when a lifelong friend can walk out into your life, and all of a sudden you just see the joy in your wife's face, because it's like, oh my, the memories, the things that they went back, the things they reminisced over today, and stuff. Absolutely beautiful. So I had a beautiful day today. Had a beautiful time with my kids at the zoo. The Christmas lights were up. We rode the sky ride. It was butt ass cold, but my little girl just cuddling up with me, riding the sky ride, looking at the Christmas lights. I know I tell y'all this, and I don't. So, like, a year ago, when you stepped into my life, when you started watching Dad with the Phone, or a couple of years ago when you started watching the Woodland Park Underground, or 3 or 4 years ago when you joined doing a little portion of um my life is pretty well designed the way I designed it. Like, I don't live in a small mountain town by accident. I designed it that way. I don't work from home by accident. My life was designed this way, to spend as much time with the very thing that I am responsible for the most, and that's my children and my family. I mean, even to the point where I used to keep an office in town here in Woodland Park. And I was like, why the hell did I design my life to work from home, to pay rent at an office, when all I want to do is work in my underwear at my house? I don't want to have to listen to somebody tell me to get up and shave my beard. I don't want to have to listen to a boss. So, like, I had spent 20 years of my life getting to the point where now I was sitting in a mountain town. I could go fishing or hunting or hiking or whatever I wanted to do, whenever I wanted to do it, to get to this point. So all of a sudden, I don't need YouTube. I damn sure don't need a Facebook page to bring any enjoyment in my life. It all of a sudden became my book. I barely can read. I've been dyslexic for as long back as I can remember. But all of a sudden, there was this outlet on Facebook where I could do these videos or these live things, and I could literally leave my own book for history's sake, for my own life. And see, you think I do these videos for you, but I do these videos for my children's children's children. And so, when they want to look back and they want to say, "Oh, you want to know what your grandpa, your great grandpa," I'm gonna make them call me great grandpa with a phone. I'm gonna say I'm grandpa with a phone, right? And so when my children's children's children get to look back on my YouTube videos or get to go through my hard drives or get to see a fireside chat with their great 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 grandkids, that's the only reason I do this. Oh, I enjoy the community, and trust me, I love each and every one of you guys that watch. And people think it's degrading when I say kids. Hey kids, hey children, hey thanks for watching kids. Come on kids. They think it's degrading to you, but I'm speaking to my children's children's children. I'm also speaking to you, but in some small way, the only reason I do this is because I'm not going to write a book. Somebody can take my videos and turn them into a book one day if that's what they want to do. But nevertheless, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm sitting up right now, middle of the night, because I could just be watching Netflix. I could be wasting my life away trying to fight between how many screens I can get between my face, right? Watching Netflix, get on my phone, flip through Snapchat. Oh, let's do a TikTok, right? Or I could literally be leaving a video book through a fireside chat for my children's children. And the trolls that watch, oh, they get touched, kids. They get touched. You know, that's what's funny, is because I know how much this means to some of you. And I don't mean that in a degrading or I mean that in a I say that very humbly, but I take pride in that. I take pride in saying I know how much this means to you guys. I have taken phone call after phone. You guys have listened to phone call after phone call after phone call of people around the world that get in and they tune in to shows like J is for Justice, or they tune in to Dad with a Phone, and it helps them. So don't think me talking about this ain't for you, it ain't for you, because I know how much it is for you too. And you know how much it is for you. I don't have to even tell you that. That's what's beautiful about this little community. That's what's beautiful about what I've seen over the last. I would tell anybody, like right now, it's fun. It's fun. You can call me a 68-year-old kid. See, Black Rose says it. That's what's funny is people get upset. They're like, somewhere I can't call you dad just because I'm old enough to be your grandma. I was like, well, that's cool. The best part is that a lot of people don't have dads. A lot of people didn't grow up with dads. A lot of people, dad is a bad word. Father is like a bad word to people. You start talking about someone's dad, they're like, my dad freaking kicked us out of the house, or my dad left my mom, or my dad did this to my mom. I have met some of the most amazing people. I met a woman who followed me. Check this out. This is a good story. I met a woman who started following me because I started following the Kelsey Barrett case. She started following the Kelsey Barrett case because her father had murdered her mother. Literally. They know that he murdered her mother. The kids all know it, but they can't. They tried to get him convicted. They tried to get him arrested. But her mom's murder still to this very day has gone unsolved. And she has to live with knowing that her father is the one who killed her mother. So when Kelsey Barrett's case came around, this woman was drawn to Kelsey Barrett's case. Because she was drawn to Kelsey Barrett's case, she found dad with a phone. About halfway through this year, this woman walks up to me physically, just happened to be at one of the same places I was at. And she thanked me personally. She walked up and she told me her story. She told me the story of her dad. She told me what they know. She told me how it was handled. She told me how her dad manipulated the situation and got away with murdering her mom. If I didn't do this for anybody else but that woman, it was worth everything I said. That's how beautiful this community is. I know that some of you have been through some of the most horrific things in your own life. And in some way, shape, or form, talking about these situations like the Kelsey Barrett case, or the Heidi Broussard case, or the Mindy Lee case, or the Justin Maddox case, or the Jeff C. Kalungi case, all of those cases somehow brings a little bit of healing in your own situation. And I think that's a beautiful thing to be a part of. I think that's a beautiful thing to be a part of. I talked to a mother this year. Let me tell you about this. This came up this year. This is year in review. I don't know where I'm going, but these are some of the most impactful things that have happened to me this year since I started Dad with the Phone, since I started this true crime thing, since I started talking to you guys. I talked to Mindy Lee's mother. Let me tell you about Mindy Lee. Let's take a moment because Mindy Lee needs a moment in time. She needs a lot more than a moment. Mindy Lee actually needs justice. There has never, ever been justice for Mindy Lee. And I lived in Woodland Park when Mindy Lee was killed. I lived in this town. I heard about this story. I heard about the girl that got found at the high school. Holy shit. It was crazy, right? But I didn't ever look into it. I just took it for what it was. I just took it for what the media said. I just took it for what the cops said. Surely there's no foul play. This is Woodland Park. Surely there's no foul play. Shit. Boy was found in a. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna go back to Mindy Lee. Boy was found in a chimney when I lived here. A boy was found in a chimney of a cabin. Found out that kid had been missing for 7 years. No, he hadn't been missing for 7 years. He was killed 7 years ago. Now, where's his murderer at? We'll get to that case. That's the case of Joshua Maddox. These are things that happen in my town. So I'm not talking about cases that anyone knows more about than the people in this damn town. And guess who's got the tap on this town? Everybody from the homeless man to the mayor's wife. Trust me, if you need a phone number in this town for anybody, you call me first. I'll get you the phone number for that person. You need to know where this person stands in this town, you call me and ask me about them. I can tell you. If I can't, I know someone who can. That's how I got a tap on this town. So all of a sudden, there's a kid found in a chimney I hear about, and I'm like, holy crap, what happened? Oh, it was accidental. That's what they said. It was accidental. If I had been in the true crime world at that point, if I had had a YouTube channel, I can tell you right now, if I had had a YouTube channel when they found Joshua Maddox in a chimney, I would have found the murderer because I already found him. I know where he's at. I know exactly who killed Joshua Maddox. I have said his name on my channel more than once. We'll get to that. Mindy Lee, though. Let's talk about Mindy Lee. I talked to a mother, Mindy Lee's mom. I had like a 45-minute conversation. I broke that conversation up into segments and I shared some of those segments. You can see those segments on Dad with a Phone YouTube channel. You can go back and see those segments. You have never ever 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 heard the full conversation I had with Mindy Lee's mother. That woman told me things that not only confirmed, like it confirmed in my own mind what was happening around me, what I was seeing. It not only confirmed it, but I understood how small town corruptness can work its way in to the politicians, to the police. And I'm not, listen, if you back the blue, I love you. My dad was a cop for 49 years. This is not about an attack on the good cops. But let me put it this way. If the priests are tickling kids, what, you don't think there's no crooked cops? If the priests are molesting children for centuries, you don't think there's no crooked cops? Come on. Come on, people. Let's just talk logic here. So, are there crooked cops in Woodland Park, Colorado? I could point them out to you by name. Are there good cops in Colorado, in Woodland Park, Colorado? I can count them on one hand, but yes. Is there some corruptness that has happened in the Mindy Lee case? I believe so. Is there some shadiness that has gone on in the Joshua Maddox case? I believe so. Oh, by the way, we have an elected coroner, and the guy who was elected coroner, he's like the guy who's been coroner for the last whatever until this last year. He had to give it up for a couple of years, but he'll be back. He is one of the most vile, evil men on the face of the planet. And you heard it here, but he is an elected official. So he is held at a stricter standard and at a different category than other people. So don't try to slap me with a defamation. But Al Born is a wicked person. He's like calling Trump a wicked person, okay? If you can call Trump names, I can call Al Born names. He's an elected official, but he is one of them. If you have the coroner in your pocket, you can get away with murder. And trust me, there has been some murders in this town that people have gotten away with. Dan, better grab your whiskey. I told you this was going to be a good one. Y'all getting a dad with the phone of old. For some of you, you never see me go this way. For others of you that have been here a year, y'all know when I light the fire and pour the whiskey, it's going to get good. It's going to get good. I live in a town of 80K and consider it a small town. I live in a town of 7,500 people at 8,500 feet in the mountains. The thin air, the mountain air, it breeds some wickedness. The small, corrupt politicians of this town, they breed wickedness. You know why? You know why good men become a part of a corrupt regime? It's because they don't believe in resistance. I wish I could take credit for that. That's a modern day David right there who wrote those words. He penned these words. How do good men become a part of the regime? It's because they don't believe in resistance. So, not all men who are a part of the system are wicked. They were good men, but they don't stand up against evil. They would rather sit back. They'd rather live quiet lives. It's hard for me to lend. It's hard for me to see wicked. It is so hard for me to see wicked and not call it wicked. Because I know wicked. I am more wicked than all. I'm more wicked than most. I am more wicked than most. But I can spot it. I see it. Y'all know what kind of whiskey I'm drinking? If y'all watch Dad with the phone, y'all know I got me somebody gave me a special whiskey. One of my favorite cheap whiskeys. It's like a cheap whiskey, but I got to give it to the Irishman. I'm drinking the proper 12 by Conor McGregor. Just so you guys know. I got me a little sipper. I don't do Facebook, so I just happened upon DWAP live on YouTube. I'm drinking the Irish proper 12. The Conor McGregor whiskey. I know. It's the cheap shit. But Conor's one of those, he believes in resistance. That's what I love about Conor McGregor. By the way, if you know this, you actually birthed with me, like I became a football fan this year. Like I'm 40 years old. And although I grew up in Texas, and although I did play high school ball, and I played little league ball and peewee ball and all that ball, I grew up out of football real quickly. I was like, that's for the dogs. I teach my dog how to chase a ball. I don't watch football. I don't watch grown men play football. But all of a sudden this year I became a football fan because of my nephew. My nephew recruited one of the best schools out there. He's recruited all the best schools, but he went to one of the best schools. And all of a sudden I'm watching my nephew on freaking Saturday on the television. Well, shit. If your nephew's going to play ball on television, you got to watch the television. You got to watch the football. So you guys actually watched me birthed into a football fan, which was crazy because I used to just be a combat sport fan, UFC fan. I like to watch two dudes go at it, right? Thousands of years, men have been solving their problems with fists, and all of a sudden we've turned it into a sport and we spectacle. We didn't turn it into a sport. Thousands of years they've been watching them fight in the Coliseums. We just televised that shit. So y'all watch me become a football fan. For some of you, I make fun of football, and y'all just that offends you guys because y'all are diehard football fans watching men chase balls. I understand the game. Trust me. I grew up in Texas. I bleed black and white mojo football. So when people ask me about football, I grew up on Odessa Permian football, the most prolific, famous teams in all of Texas football is Odessa Permian. Make whole fucking television shows about them. All my parents, my uncles went to Odessa Permian. Trust me, my grandfather was a booster for these people. He paid players. My grandfather paid high school players. Not for real, but kind of did. Probably bought high school championships for Odessa Permian, my grandfather. So I understand it, but y'all watch me become a football fan this year. That happened in 2019. Thank you, Calvin Wiggins. Thank you, Calvin Wiggins from SMU. He's gonna be a wide receiver in the damn. I'm gonna throw the future out there because this kid's been throwing the future out since he was like 5. So I'm gonna throw the future. I'm gonna agree with him and say, buddy, you're gonna make it to the NFL. You picked the right team. I can't wait to see what SMU does over the next 4 years with CJ Wiggins in the house. So excited about that. Became a football fan. That happened 2019. What else happened? Oh, Lord. Ryan's agreeing with you. Laugh out loud. Oh, shit. I got the husbands agreeing now. What else? I bring husbands and wives together. Right now, there are husbands and wives. There are husbands out there. No shit. I had a husband come up to me and say, "You're my wife's affair." Fucking real story, people. A guy walked up to me and said, "You're my wife's affair. She listens to you in the morning, in the noon, whenever you're on. It's like she's cheating on me with YouTube." I'm like, "That's not a good thing. You need to take her YouTube privileges away." And then all of a sudden, the wife runs over and says, "That's bullshit. He listens to you too. That's bullshit. He's listening too." So I have brought husbands and wives together over true crime and Dad with a Phone. No shit this year. I say this. First of all, I know a bunch of people be like, "Don't get a big head." I say this so humbly, but I take pride in that. I take pride in that a little bit. So don't get mad at me and try to twist my words against me. I will cut you down. I am humbled by this situation that I got a little stage where a couple people listen. Shit, this is a bigger stage than I've ever. This is a not bigger stage. I've spoken in front of thousands of people. So this is a small stage compared to stages that I've stood on physically. Trust me. But consistently, I have a stage right here with this community. And I thank you for that, because you guys could be watching Oprah. I mean, Netflix is all reruns. But if you haven't seen Don't Fuck with Cats, do yourself a favor. Turn Dad with the Phone off and go watch Don't Fuck with Cats, because that's some real ass sleuthing right there. So that was a plug for a Netflix show. What else has happened this year? What else has happened in 2019? We made some crazy phone calls. We talked to cops. I actually think we talked to a murderer. Can anybody name the murderer we talked to? Now listen, this is total speculation. Total speculation. This man is innocent until proven guilty. But if you know where he is, you should probably call the Colorado Springs Police Department. But I think we actually talked to a murderer. Dad with the Phone may have talked to a murderer. When we started covering the Gypsy Kalungi case, we made a phone call to a man named Dane Kalungi. This is the husband. This is the husband of Gypsy. Gypsy went missing on March 21st. Y'all heard that whiskey right there, that little slur. Gypsy Kalungi went missing on March 21st, 22nd in the early morning hours of the 22nd or the late hours of the 21st on March, out of an apartment complex in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Reportedly, she had been in an argument or a fight with Dane Kalungi. Dane then vanishes out of Colorado Springs and runs home to Daddy. What do you do? What does a murderer do? They run to Daddy. And we make a phone call and we speak with Dane for a few minutes, and then we speak to Daddy. That phone call is on YouTube. You can check it out. You can make your own assumption. This isn't some awkward interview that Shane did. If Dane would have done an awkward interview like Shane, man, I would have been on his side the whole way. Are you listening to me, folks? If you want to know what a real murderer sounds like, you go listen to that phone call. This is a man has disregarded the woman he married, the woman he brought from across the world. Disregards her flippantly. So you can go listen. Yeah, Blake's post, Katie. We should address that. we should address that post. I don't know how to address it just yet. We'll get there. We'll get there in 2020, okay? You have not heard the last of Dad with the phone digging into the Jepsy case. I need to can can y'all hold things down for a second? I need to put some fire on the firewood, but there's no firewood in my house right now. So I need to run out and get some firewood. Are y'all all gonna disappear on me? So if you get offended because it goes silent for a second, don't get upset. I just went to get firewood, folks. It's freaking cold outside, okay? All right. We're back. Y'all live? What y'all got going? Jamie just posted a post for the Jepsy case. Thank you, Jamie. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, what's your favorite dad with the phone moment this year? Buying wood is not cheap, even in little country towns, unless you go to a private sailor. We collect our own. We live in the national forest, kids. Plus, I got people who love me. No shit. No shit. What other things have gone down this year? Thank you, Carla. How are y'all posting that? Who's posting this? Oh, did I step? Look, look. You did an amazing job with KK. Welcome back. I'm glad I'm back. Yeah, I had to get that fire stove. I got that fire stove hot though. Y'all see that? That fire is looking good. Good and stoked. You going to the Nash Ranch Live. That was a good one. That was a good. I took my children out there. Check that out. That's something my children will always like when my kids get old. They're gonna be like, Dad, you took us out to that ranch where that guy murdered that woman. But that was something that I got to live through with my kids. I'm a real dad first, you know. If all I am is ever a good dad, you know that I'm 100% successful in life, right? You guys realize that, right? If the only like I get this a lot. Why don't you get a real job? How about no? How about I just be a good dad? Andrea Canning. Oh, the blonde. How can I forget about the blonde? Gosh, I'm okay. Let's just talk about the media in general, okay? Let's do that because there's a lot of people in, Andrea Canning's not my favorite reporter. Who's my favorite reporter? If you're a dad with a phone follower, you know without a doubt who my favorite reporter is. Let's talk about the media though, because the media played a valiant effort in Dad with the Phone story this year. So please, I'm waiting for an answer. Oh, Wendy's on it. Wendy knows what's up. Thank you. Jamie knows what's up. Sharon knows what's up. All right, good, perfect. Let's talk about the media this past year. I like talking about the media. Okay, let's talk about the media in a few different ways, okay? Sam could be watching right now, by the way, guys. Sam sent me a message the other day after one of my live videos, and I was like, "You creeper." That's what I called him. I said, "You creeper." Creeping in my live videos. But let's talk about the media for a second. Let's talk about the media. Oh, the media. People know what I think about the media. And when I talk about the media, I'm damn sure not talking about the Andrea Canning. And I'm damn sure not talking about Sam. So when I talk about the media, first of all, I consider Sam a friend. I've had breakfast with Sam. He calls me buddy in my text messages. I call him bro in text messages. I consider Sam a friend. I've built a relationship with Sam so much so that he came on my podcast. Okay, so there you go. Sam is doing. By the way, when Sam is a real rock star reporter, I have no doubt he'll still answer my text messages. Will he do that for everyone? I don't know. But when Sam's a rock star, and by the way, make no mistake about it, Sam Kramer will be a rock star in the world. Okay? Just leave it at that. Rock star reporter, maybe a politician, maybe a news Dateline murder crime person. I don't know, but Sam's gonna be a rock star. And when he is, I bet he still texts me back. You know what I'm saying? So, because I feel like that's the friendship we built. Now, let's talk about the media and what they think about Dad with a Phone. This should be a fun segment. This should be a fun segment. Oh, man, that whiskey. I'm super pumped for Sam Cake. All right. Let me put it this way. All right, for the first, let's first go this way. Let me explain my relationship with the media. My relationship with the media did not start. It did not start with the Kelsey Barrett case. Some of you may know this. Some of you might not know this about me. I'm about to tell you something about Dad with a Phone. I made national news long before Kelsey Barrett ever died. I made national news long before Patrick Swayze ever even started planning the murder of Kelsey Barrett. I tell you this, and I'm going to tell you right now, for some of you that don't know this, Google right now, if you don't believe me, Google man gets a ticket or from social media. I was the first ever in the state of Colorado to be issued a ticket by police officers for a social media video. I actually got 5 tickets. It's a very classic story, but it goes back, it almost goes back 5 years, okay? Long before the Kelsey Bears. I made Time magazine. This little old town in Woodland Park, this little old dad with the phone was stirring the media, was puppeting the media. And I can tell you how much I puppeted the media, and it is on written record. I got these tickets issued by Woodland Park PD by an officer named Hope Couch. It is all videoed. I released the video. The video's online. It literally makes international news. Okay. These cops show up at my door. They give me these tickets from a social media video. I emailed the chief of police, Chief Miles DeYoung. Many of you have seen Chief Miles DeYoung. And I said, Chief, bro, you gave me these tickets over a social media video. This is going to be national news tomorrow. Chief Miles DeYoung tells me, I doubt it, Mr. Dalton. I doubt it. That's what he emails me back. I make a few emails. I send a few videos. And within 2 days, I was national news across the world. I mean, they talked about me in Japan. They talked about me on Time magazine. They ran stories around the country about this guy who got a ticket from social media. The news came and interviewed the police. They made a big whoop-de-doo. I stood before a judge, and I watched the judge dismiss the tickets. Dismissed with prejudice. Dismissed with prejudice. Dismissed with prejudice. 5 tickets dismissed with prejudice. It was a brilliant moment for me. The news didn't run some retraction, right? They tried to make me an example. I simply chalked it up as a resume. Okay. I was the first ever to be ticketed from social media in Colorado, and everything got really blown up, but it didn't get blown up by accident. I literally single-handedly made a video go viral. The original video that got me in trouble. I played it for my lawyer. And at the beginning of the video, I said, "This is how you make a video go viral." And then I drove through a parking lot. This is literally what I did on this video. I drove through a parking lot. That's it. That's what it's all about. But I made a video go viral. The cops got so mad about it, they wrote me tickets. That then helped me make the whole news story go viral. But I learned something in that entire process. I learned that the media can be puppeted if you're pulling the right social media strings. I promise you this, kids. When it came to the Kelsey Barrett case, and I began to see what kind of attention this could have, I began to pull strings on puppets. My haters will love this. My haters will absolutely love what I'm about to tell you. It wasn't by accident that Dateline ran a commercial for Dad with a Phone in the middle of their national broadcast of the vanishing Kelsey Barrett. That wasn't by accident. I told you guys the entire way what was going to happen. I told you, those that have been with me, this is not me trying to be stupid. This is not me trying to say something that I know isn't backed up by literal live videos that I had said. We can puppet this media to keep Kelsey at the top of the story, to keep Kelsey's name up there. This was not by accident. Some of you would have never heard the story of Kelsey Barrett had not it been for social media and Dad with the Phone. You guys have told me this. I'm not speaking out of turn here. You guys have told me this. This wasn't by accident. The media, they hate me. They hate me. When I say they hate me, they hate the idea of me. They love the idea of me, but they hate the idea of me. We puppeted the media, not in a negative way, not in a way to try to interfere with this case, not in a way. We puppeted the media to keep Kelsey at the top of the books, bro. We puppeted the media to keep Kelsey at the top of the books. These cases happen every day. Trust me. There are people that go missing every day. There are babies that go missing. There are things that happen every day around the world. There are reasons why some stories get to the top of the shelf, to the top of the headlines, to the top of the books. It's because someone is pulling the strings. I wasn't the only one pulling the strings, but I was jerking on them strings hard to keep Kelsey Barrett's name at the top of every media cycle across the globe. I was doing whatever I could to keep this woman's name at the top of everyone's lips. And it stayed in national headlines, in world headlines, and was on world news across the country for an entire year. Not 1 month, not 1 month went by in 2019 where they didn't mention the trial of Patrick Frazee on national news. Not 1 month went by that they did not mention the name of Kelsey Barrett in the news across the world. Not 1 month went by. I cannot single-handedly say it was my fault, but by God, I was jerking on as many strings, on as many puppets as I could. And I tried, and we did. And we got justice. It ain't over with yet, folks. That case ain't over with. This month, next month, January 2020, the first month of 2020, a woman will go to a sentencing hearing where the public opinion, where the opinions of the family, where the opinions of the media will be heard. And so this one's not over yet, just yet. We're still jerking strings. We're still jerking strings. So when I say I puppeted the media, when I say that I used the media to whatever advantage I could, you take it however you want. It's probably true. I love the media. They are a vital tool when it comes to getting the message out. They are not the only tool. They are a vital tool. They are not the only. I made some great friends. Amongst media. I have recognized, listen, I'm talking right now. These guys are watching my show. The media is watching my show and they understand exactly what's happening. I will be talking to more media around the country when it comes to missing persons and when it comes to murder cases. They are the people getting paid to look into these things. They are the ones that have vested interest to get it right. They are the ones that have proven sources and have to follow laws and rules when it comes to sources and when it comes to information. And so, in my opinion, when I have a weed of information, when I have a fire hose of information that comes my way through social media, through text messages, through tweets, when I have a weed of information come to me that I cannot sift through with proper accuracy, I have to turn to some people who are getting paid to do it. And that is the media. And trust me, I will be talking with more and more media in 2020 than any other YouTuber is doing out there in the true crime community. I promise you that. I promise you right now, we are laying the foundation to be a podcast that be able to bring media in on a snap finger. Literally, when I call them and say, hey, I'm approved through NBC. I'm approved through CBS. I'm approved through ABC. All you got to do is ask your station manager, do you guys want some clicks? Do you want some viewers? Do you want some people to come say some nice things about you? Go check out Dad with the Phone reviews on Facebook. I encourage you that if you haven't gone to Facebook and given me a review, you don't know how much it helps. Those news media, those corporations, they are going straight to Dad with the Phone's Facebook. They are looking at the reviews that you are writing, and they are saying, we want to partner with this YouTuber. We don't know why, but we want to. And so the media is going to play a weird, vital role in Dad with the Phone channels. I promise you that. It's because when it comes to missing people, there is no clicks that I won't go after. I want as many viewers on the eyes of the missing that we can get out there. And if that means I got to partner up with traditional media, if that means that I got to call up Sam Kramer from KOAA Channel 5, the best news station in Colorado Springs, I won't just call Sam. I'll call his boss. Trust me, I talk to his boss regularly. Well, I talk to him more than you do. I tweet with him more. I text with him more. And I will use that because I'm not here for clicks. You guys know I'm barely here for donations. If y'all want to give to Dad with a Phone, you can do it at PayPal. I don't give a shit if you give to me or not. It helps me. It motivates me. It says someone's out there listening. And so if you want to give to my PayPal, you can do it. But I'm not motivated by that. I'm not motivated by the eyeballs that are on this. I'm motivated by, we're talking about real people that have gone missing, that have been murdered, that have been victims. And if we can help keep their face in front of people, so that if there's more information, if there's more evidence, if there's more stories that need to be told about Heidi, about Kelsey, about Mindy, about Joshua, that's why we're here. That's why we're really here. That's why I'm here. I'm here for a lot of reasons. Y'all finding out that tonight. But when we talk about the media, the reason I'm going to puppet the media, the reason I'm going to use the media is because they're useful. That's just a simple fact. They're just freaking useful. They're useful. So there you go. That's some media talk for you. I love Sam. Andrea Canning, the talking blonde from Dateline NBC. This is a whole nother breed of media. This is a whole nother level. Andrea Canning's on another level. Don't put Andrea Canning in with your local news anchor, okay? Let's start there. This is the cream of the crop. This is the mom who has gotten to the top of the game. Let's call it for what it is. I didn't have an interview with just a Joe Blow. I had an interview with Andrea Canning, top of the game when it comes to true crime, top of the game when it comes to murder, top of the game when it comes to missing. There is nowhere else I can go. Like, there's not another interview out there you can get me that's better than me driving Andrea Canning around my town. I dare you prove me wrong. Name it. Name someone who's at the top of the game more than Andrea Canning when it comes to true crime. Really? Go ahead. Put their name out there. Prove me wrong. They work for Dateline, folks. Dateline is top of the game when it comes to true crime. The specials they put out, the things that they're top of the game. So when we speak of Andrea Canning, let's speak some respect in the game of true crime. This woman's on top. And she talked to Dad with the phone. Not only did she talk to Dad with the phone, I gave her the tour, kids. I gave her the tour. Where else do I go? So media check. Dad with the phone 2019 media check. Oh yeah, I've already spoken to the top of the game. When it comes to the Kelsey Barrett case, there was no other media personality on top of the game more than Sam Kramer. Prove me wrong. When it comes to media, when it comes to the true crime genre, true crime audience, there's no other media personality on top of the game more than Andrea Canning. Prove me wrong. Thank you. Thank you. So when it comes to media in 2019, check. Hashtag Clooney just said Teller County adjusted the 2018 homicide count. For those of you that don't understand, Ching, are you asking? Oh, you're asking. Has Teller County adjusted the 2018 homicide count? We'll find out. We'll find out. We'll find out. This has all been birthed in 1 year. Sam is top dog. Wendy says Sam is the top dog. Dad had Sam on the podcast. Sam didn't go anywhere else. Y'all ain't seen. I mean, he went to. Okay, that's a lie. Oh, damn it! I forgot to mention the one girl Sam did do a podcast with, Nancy Grace. So Sam was on Nancy Grace, and he was on Dad with the phone. Nancy got him first. I'll admit defeat to Nancy Grace. Oh, he's going to headline Wendy. Hashtag if Dateline's smart, that happens in 2020. That's all I'm saying. Hashtag, well, I think Milwaukee's got him for a little bit or something. But after Milwaukee, New York, baby. He's New York all the way. He's New York. Never heard of you until the Dateline episode. No offense. Absolutely. Twilight Zone. That's by design. It's by design. You had eyes on something that I could never touch, that most YouTubers, all your true crimers that have been saying they're the top of the game, they hadn't been on the Dateline, right? 1 year, Dad with the phone. Not only, listen, if you watch the Dateline NBC, I didn't get on Dateline NBC. They put a commercial for Dad with the Phone's Facebook page right in the middle of their show. Like, I talk about what I had some throw in there. Mary, don't you think it ain't in the works? Don't you think it ain't in the works? 2020 is going to be a year that you thought 2019 was big. That's what people said. People said, "Oh, this guy's going to fade after the Kelsey Barrett case." Are you kidding me? My live viewership has actually gone up. My retention has actually gone up since the Kelsey Barrett case. We're not even done yet. You guys know that I've told you. I got first of all, I for truth's sake, the story of Kelsey Barrett is not over. There are multiple major production houses as we speak producing shows about what happened with Patrick Frazee, Kelsey Barrett, and Crystal Lee Kinney. And you don't think they haven't talked to Dad? Trust me, I've been talking to them all. Some of them will use, you will see Dad with the phone footage on Netflix. You will see Dad with the phone footage on Oxygen. You will see Dad with the phone footage on Discovery, and you will see interviews with me talking about how I lived through the Kelsey Barrett case right here in my own town, because we are going to keep Kelsey's memory alive for as long as I live, as long as I'm doing YouTubes, as long as I'm doing Facebooks, not for any other sake than for people to understand what happened, because women out there now need to know what is happening. Women need to know how to spot a fucking Patrick. Women need to know how to spot a KK in their lives. Women need to know this. Women could have stopped this murder. Kelsey Barrett could be alive today if people would have stood up and done something. Kelsey Barrett could be still on this earth with her baby girl if Crystal Lee Kinney would have had an ounce of decency. You make no mistake about that. Don't you ever forget that. Kelsey Barrett would have been alive today if good people will resist, or you can become a part of the evil around you. If you've been listening to this, I quoted a modern day David when I said, how do good men become a part of evil regimes? It's because they don't believe in resistance. Sometimes good people have to stand up to stop evil. Being good is not good enough anymore. You can't keep up. If you're just joining Dad with a phone right now, good luck. You're joining an hour and 45 minutes later. I'm building on shit I started with. It's like a good Netflix comedy special. If you walk in halfway, you might as well quit. You might as well quit. Start over. Hit the rewind button. This one might not even live through the night. If you ain't watching live, you may never get this live again. This one's a good one, folks. And I'm just getting started. That fire is hot. Welcome to a fireside chat. This is deep. Whew, where are we going? We just talked about the media. We just closed up. People ask me, what about the media in 2019? Yeah, I did the best. I did a podcast with Sam Kramer. The best coverage. Sam Kramer, hands down, had the best coverage of the Kelsey Barrett case than any reporter, dare I say, anyone, including me. Hats off. Hats off to commitment. Hats off to a man who took a passion and gave his life to it. Hats off to Sam Kramer. Oh, yeah, by the way, he came on the Dad with the Phone show. If you haven't seen that podcast, check it out on YouTube and Facebook. We were talking about media, so I wanted to put out that we already had the best. I was interviewed by Andrea Canning of Dateline, the best, basically, when it comes to true crime. Hands down, prove me wrong. So that's what we just finished up with, the media segment on Dad with a Phone. I mean, there's other media people we've talked to. We're going to continue to. We've said this, but for those that are just joining, I could recap this last hour and 43 minutes, but you would be at a miss not to go listen to it yourself. James, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I take that. We are headed into New Year's Eve. We got 30 minutes till New Year's Eve. I still have my first glass of whiskey. Y'all remember when I used to put whiskey down at the beginning of the year by the bottle? That wasn't even me. That was the most I drank in 20 freaking years. It was fun. People were giving me whiskey by the bottle, by the way. I had neighbors coming around giving me whiskey going, do a live video. I'm like, what the fudge? Today, I'm having a glass of Christmas whiskey. I've only had one. Yeah, probably about a 4-finger glass, no lie. Feel a little relaxed, had a great morning, had a great day. Thought we would do a recap and tell you how thankful we are for this last year of meeting this community, of being involved in this community, of taking a moment to write part of my story on a YouTube page or on a Facebook page. And some of you have gone along and have been with me since the start. I used to call y'all the Faithful 30. Think about that. I don't know when the last time I've done a live video and only had 30 people in here. Now we only got 88 people in here. It's no big ass. I'm not like some big YouTuber. I don't have thousands of people watching. I'm happy with a faithful 30. So I'm happy with a faithful 30. D-Wop, you have a P.O. box? I do have a P.O. box. Y'all want me to dox myself? 1067 U.S. Highway 24, number 295. You can send that to Michael Dalton or Watered Down Productions. Again, that's 1067 U.S. Highway 24. It's a UPS store. Look up the UPS store in Woodland Park, and that'll give you. There's only 38. Oh, Corey, there's only 38. I'm actually watching 86 because we got Facebook too. I'm sorry, Corey. There's only 38 in YouTube. I must have somebody in Facebook right now. See, back in the day, it was a few of us in your fireside chats. Yes. Yes. Corey, you're watching the YouTube only. I got the Facebook stream going. I got a TikTok simulcast going. Right now we're simulcasting out there. So I'm checking. Oh, there's 70 on YouTube. That means there's a couple on Facebook. Nice. Nevertheless, it's for me again, not about the numbers. If there were 2 of you here, I'd have this conversation with you. You guys know this. There, look, there's my, oh, you got to put the number 295 in there, Jamie, or that shit's just going to go to the, but you got to put number 295. I'm sorry, Jamie. Retype that shit with number 295 and delete that old comment. But what are you going to send me? Just don't send me Unabomb shit. It's a UPS store. There are real people that work there, people. Please don't send me any pornography. Please don't send me junk mail. That shit has to go through actual real people's hands to get in my box. So if you're going to send pornography to my box, I'm going to call your ass out on it or something. Have y'all heard me talk about pornography yet? Has anybody on this channel heard me talk about pornography? Y'all know I work in the pornography business, right? That right there just threw someone off. If y'all haven't heard my porn stories, I'll tell you those stories. This one will really get the haters going. But we won't go to the porn stories. Oh, there she go. Jamie got it right there. Anyway, D Clue Girl said, nope. Tell us. Why would someone send you porn? Oh my God. James, they send me all kinds of stupid shit. James, you don't understand how trolls work. They will troll your ass from one side to the other. But nonetheless, Safi says, stop it. Porn hashtag. I'm telling you, I can tell you all about the porn. I know more about the porn industry than your husband's. Ouch. I think you know my sis. Pervs. No, for real. Let me tell you a fact. Here's a fact that you didn't know about the porn industry, I bet. Y'all want to know? 30, drink some more whiskey and tell us all the dirty. All right, here we go. I'm going to tell y'all something about the porn industry you didn't know. Y'all ready for this? The porn industry is owned by one company. All right? You know, like YouPorn and Pornhub, and the top 200. Listen to me. You can't even name 200 porn sites, by the way. But the top 200 porn sites are all owned by one company. That company name used to be, listen, you're about to get an education. And if your husbands are addicted to porn, if your sons are addicted to porn, if your family is addicted to porn, trust me, I'm about to educate you. Every porn site, 200 of the top porn sites, 200 are all owned by one company. That company used to be called Man Win. That company was shut down by the Secret Service. They renamed their company Mind Geek. All right? You can Google all of this. This is all public fucking record out there. Mind Geek is a Canadian company that owns a company called Traffic Junkie. Traffic Junkie is the revenue source for the porn websites. Every ad that is run on Pornhub, YouPorn, all your top 200 porn sites is owned by a company called Traffic Junkie, owned by a company called Mind Geek. If you were to shut down, listen, mothers with kids that are addicted to porn, listen, wives with husbands that are addicted to porn. If you were to shut down Mind Geek, you would literally single-handedly shut down the porn industry on the web overnight. Okay? Not that know anything about porn. Not that I know anything about porn. Loving life at home. Absolutely. I'm not saying any Dad with the Phone followers are addicted to porn. I'm telling you that the rest of the world's addicted to porn because Mind Geek, Traffic Junkie, is the third largest bandwidth user on the internet, next to Google and YouTube. Are you listening? Google's owned by YouTube, so they use a lot of bandwidth. I watched Seinfeld. There you go. Twilight Zone watched Seinfeld. I worked on ads that were run on Traffic Junkie to help people get away from the addiction of porn. So when I say I have worked in the porn industry, I have run ads on porn websites to help draw men, women, children away from pornography. That's how I worked in the porn industry. And I know the leaders. I get invited. Trust me, I'm still one of the largest I'm part of one of the largest nonprofits that spends money on Traffic Junkie to help men and women and children come away from porn. And you guys didn't even know that about me. I get invited to all the porn conventions because we run ads on Traffic Junkie, which then runs ads on Pornhub, YouPorn, all those porn sites, Triple X, any of the top 200 that if you can name a porn site, we've probably run an ad on it. So when I say I work in the porn industry, I'm not lying. I run ads on porn websites to help men step away from porn. And y'all just learned something about Dad with a Phone that you might not have known. There you go. It's called Go Get Them in Their Living Rooms. It's called The Mentality of the Drug Dealer. I was taught that by Bill Wilson. You can Google that name too. Go to where they're at. Y'all need, if you want more resources, I'll tell you where to go. If you want more resources around the porn industry to help your loved ones, porn destroys marriages, kids. I'll tell y'all a little secret. Porn destroys marriages all over the world. It's destroying little boys. It's destroying little girls. And it's in your homes, right? It's snuck into your homes through those iPads, through those cell phones. The first time that I caught porn sneaking into my son's room, I realized there was something I could do about it. And that's when we joined up to do these ads. But you need to look into a company called Triple X Church. So if you've never heard of Triple X Church, go check out Triple X Church and my friend Craig over there, and you'll learn. You can get all the stuff you need. Either way. So if we block MindGeek from our teenage boy's phone, then we block. It's a little asking for a friend. Heather, it's a little bit more difficult than blocking MindGeek. They are the parent company. They don't like to be associated with what they actually do. So it's a little bit more difficult than that. So there you go. 2019. I just spilled one on y'all. Yeah, if I was going to ask for real money, if I was going to really ask for money, I would ask you guys to donate so that I could run more ads to draw men away from porn sites, to draw women away from porn sites, to draw children. People tell me I'm out there for the money. Trust me. That's what I should run. GoFundMe for that shit. I understand, Carla. I understand what you're saying. We all watched the Kim Kardashian one. Come on, be Twilight Zone. Be truthful. Be truthful. Bridget, you don't need to donate. Back to the MySpace days. You don't need to donate. Give to whatever you want to give to. Give to whatever feeds you. 70 on YouTube, Priscilla says. I missed that one. Y'all didn't know. You see, now somebody tagged this. Dad with the phone is talking about pornography. What are your goals for 2020? Vision 2020. My goals, to do more fishing than I did in 2019. I'm going to fish for criminals. I'm going to fish for trout. I'm going to fish for walleye. I'm going to fish for stories. I'm going to fish for cases. I'm going to fish. What are my goals for 2020? To be a better fisherman than I was in 2019. Poem. I bet you were trying to bridge this like, tell the press Dad's talking about porn in 2019. Just ignore those trolls. I love a troll. You guys know. I started this thing with some trolls, and I realized that I jumped too quickly on trying to like knock out the trolls. But I realized the trolls are the loneliest people in YouTube. And those trolls need love too. They actually need fathers too. And there's trolls that are mean. Like when trolls are mean to people watching, I don't like that. I don't like when trolls are mean to you guys. But when trolls are mean to me, you got to understand something. I count that as a blessing in my life. So when someone says something negative about me, or someone says something untrue about me, or someone takes a truth and they twist it about me, I absolutely love that because I understand of where it moves in the supernatural. I understand that they are actually moving things that they have no idea what they're touching. A troll has no idea what he's touching when he goes after someone. That's the best part about it. I like a good troll. I mean, Bridget, if you've been watching Dad with the Phone, favorite sayings, one of my favorite sayings, say my name. Say my name. Say my name when you're mad. Say my name when you're happy. Say my name if you're trolling. Say my name if you're viewing. Say my name if you're donating. Say my name if you're wicked. Say my name if you're good. Say my name if you're bad. I just want you saying my name. Keep a D-Wop on your mouth. 2020. My goals for 2020. I'm a 90s thug. Shit. Do you understand that I had people, real adults in my life that said I wouldn't make it till I was 20. Here I turned 40 this year. This is a 40-year-old man who joined TikTok this year. This is a 40-year-old man who got a YouTube channel called Dad with a Phone. Damn if that ain't a call sign. Damn if that ain't a hashtag. Damn. Hashtag. If you hashtag in Google right now, if you go to Google and you say hashtag Dad with a Phone, I will flood your Google page. Prove me wrong. Dad with a Phone will flood your Google page. And I'm a 40-year-old man talking to a bunch of women. Wait, I follow you on TikTok too. I'm in my mid-30s. Laugh out loud. You're too old for TikTok, Bridget. Get off that TikTok. Say my name when no one is around you. Don't be running game. Oh, I'm like singing a song and shit. I got my own television station. I'm the producer. I'm the news director. I'm the on-air talent. I'm 40 years old and I have my world. There are people. What is TikTok, Carla? If you're asking, you're too old. You ain't got nothing. TikTok's the new chit chat or Snapchat or whatever. TikTok is it. All you need to know is that's where daddy's at. I'm on TikTok with my girls. I'm on TikTok with my boys. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I'm simulcasting around the world right now. That's what's crazy. Shout out where's everybody from, by the way? Where is everybody from? Can I get some geographical locations in my chat, please? Let's see. Can we touch the world tonight with 87 people? That's how many people combine Facebook and YouTube. Not a lot. Ohio's in the house. Arizona's in the house. All right, let's just go down the list. Let's see if we can touch the world today. I don't know. I don't know if we got any worldwide in here today. We might not have any worldwide. We got some Texas in here. That's like a world away. Are you doing call-ins tonight? Shit, I got my phone right here. Texas in the house. Tennessee. I got battery. If you got Canada's in the house. We gone international. Southern California. That's almost international. Kate's in Northern Colorado. Shit, she's up the street. We got Boston in the house. One of my favorite places, Worcester, Massachusetts. Uh, Twin Lobsters, $8 at Barber's Crossing in Worcester, Massachusetts. I love it. Utah's in the house. I like it, Utah. Some beautiful country, and the Mormons, they got it right with all that family shit. Shout out to the Mormons in Utah. My 7-year-old niece watched the Frozen review by Ella. Hands down, my Ella's going to be a superstar. Almost international, somebody said. St. Augustine. I have a house in both. Texas. Texas is international for me right now. Oh, wait. SCA, almost international. Where is SCA? I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. Utah. You said Worcester right. Of course I said Worcester right. I said Barbara's Crossing right too. I one time wrecked an RV. Check this out. I wrecked an RV. I literally ran over one of them streetcars in Boston right in front of the aquarium. I was on tour with this band and I freaking plowed one of them streetcars. They built the streets of Boston for like horse and buggy, and I tried to take a Winnebago down that shit. True story. True story. Can y'all name the band that I was on tour with? That's a trivia question. I don't know if I've given the answer. Look where Gabriel is from. Oh wait, where's Gabriel from? Gabe. I'm 1,000 miles away. Fucking China's watching, kids. I'm lifting my glass of whiskey to Singapore right now. I'm touching the other side of the world. I lift my glass to Singapore. Damn, I like it. Makes me happy. I'll be lifting. Oh, Singapore's not in China? What do you mean Singapore's not in China? The fuck, where's Singapore at? Texas? It's probably Singapore, Texas, actually. Gabriel, where are you from? Singapore. It's his own little country? Hong Kong? Golly, we're terrible at geographics. Son is at Flagler College. What band was it? Who can name the band that I was on tour with in 1999? Norway. Really? Is Norway in the house? Norway is in the house. Is between Indonesia and Malaysia. Okay, I'm sorry. Gabriel. Fuck it. Between Indonesia and Malaysia, Gabriel is watching in Singapore, but Norway's on the house too. This is a good live, folks. I hope y'all having fun. I hope y'all enjoying a little live with Dad. You know, we ain't trying to get real deep into shit. We're trying to stay low key. Norway is not Indonesia. No, I understand. Yes, I understand. I understand. Oh, y'all trying to guess the band I was with? Y'all want me to give y'all a little? Y'all want me to give y'all a little hint? I'll give y'all a little hint. Y'all want a little hint? Y'all want a little? Y'all want a little hint? I'm trying to see if I can get a little hint for y'all. The year was 1999. I don't think New Kids was popular in 99. Nope. The year was 1999. Here we go. I'm going to tell a story y'all didn't know about. I lived in Altadena, California. right outside of Pasadena, right outside of where the Rose Bowl. Uh, I moved out to California to work with some for a nonprofit is what I went out there for. At the time that I moved out there, I had just come off the international pro rodeo circuit as a rodeo clown. So many of you guys have seen some pictures of Texas Red. So 1999, I had got injured. I had went home to Texas for a little bit. I was up in upstate New York. I'd gone home to Texas for a little bit to be with my parents. And then I hooked up with a nonprofit, and I was going to go out to this nonprofit, and I was going to be like a roadie. They had this music stuff going on. But through some circumstances, my entire life, literally career would change when I went out there, and I was hooked up. It's funny because we were talking about this on J is for Justice. Some guy like Oney claimed to have a brother who was a sound engineer. So when I went out to LA, I literally got hooked up with the best sound engineer in the business. I don't say that lightly. At this time, this man was the engineer for Madonna. He was mastering Madonna's albums. He had a studio in LA, a studio in Nashville, and a studio in New York. I went out to work for one of his friends. His friend said, "You're going over to my buddy's place, and I'm going to put you in the intensive internship, the intensive training with the best sound engineer on the planet." I'm not going to try to drop names here because I'm not here. I'm not going to try to sit here and try to impress you guys or whatever. I don't need people getting harassed, and people will harass these people. And so I don't need to prove anything to anyone, but I'm telling you my life story. So I went out to LA. I was a young freaking redneck from Texas. You understand? I came off the rodeo circuit, and now I am sitting in the studios of the best Hollywood sound engineer in my mind that's ever lived. He owned a production company, and that production company did major Hollywood star concerts around the world. I lived at this guy's studio apartment. I trained in his studios. I went to his classes that he taught on campus. I kind of shadowed this guy around because the guy I was going to work for, I was going to go be a sound engineer for, was his best friend. They were best friends. "Hey, this is my sound engineer. I need you to come. I need you to train him." So for 6 months, I trained under this world-class master. There's a some of you guys will look into this. So look into Mix with the Masters. You can look into that on YouTube. There's a whole course out there. This is designed by some of the best sound engineers in the world. It's called Mix with the Masters. So I get out there to LA, and I'm mixing, literally learning to mix audio with one of the masters. He says, "Hey, Michael, we're going to go run sound tonight for a concert. I'm going to have you run monitors." I'm thinking we're going to like a little LA club. I'm thinking we're going to a little LA bar. We drove to the Staples Center, and I mixed for a band that had a hit song. And after I mixed for them that night, I mixed their monitors. It's not front of house. So I wasn't mixing the sound you were actually hearing in the concert. I was mixing the sound they were hearing on stage for their monitors. I did a well enough job that they said, "Hey, can you send him out on our tour with us?" I was already committed to this other nonprofit, but I went on tour. My first ever concert tour experience was with a band called Smash Mouth. They were in their hits album, All Star. And so I did 17 concerts with the band Smash Mouth as their monitor engineer, not as their front of house engineer, as their monitor engineer. I wish it was Vanilla Ice, but it was Smash Mouth. First band I ever mixed a tour with. I went on tour with a couple other bands over the years, mixed sound with a couple other bands, but my first break into the national audio world, the concert tours, uh, were Smash Mouth. My audio career would take me literally all over the globe. I would run sound in different concerts, meetings, venues around the world, multiple countries, multiple venues. Been at all the best. If you've seen a concert there, I've mixed sound there if it was worth going. So when I talk about my prostitution gig, I started my prostitution gig back in the audio world in LA in 1999. And I've worked in the AV world for a minute. So there you go. Learn something new about Dad with the Phone on the 2019 year end show at Res. Is that how you found? That's right. You're a Res kid, Kate. Oh shit. I was a pastor. Y'all know I was a pastor? Did y'all know that shit? I was a pastor. I was on a I was on a pastoral staff for one of the larger churches in Colorado, and Kate just called me out. Damn. Hashtag dot res. Dot res. Damn. Damn, Kate. Dang, call me out like that. That's a whole nother story. Tell us about it. Being a pastor? Y'all want me to tell y'all about being a pastor? I tell people all the time, I put the mega in church for years. I was a rodeo clown. So, yeah, y'all have learned some shit. I was a rodeo clown. I'm still a clown. I was a sound engineer. I'm still a sound engineer. I was a pastor. I'm still a pastor. Y'all could be considered my church. Damn. Y'all could be considered my church. How arrogant is that? I think I'll shut that up. It's true, though, right? You gather together to have community. That's all church is, by the way. Just a group of people gathering together. I was a teacher. I was a high school teacher, yes. I was a teacher. Y'all know that I've taught some of the most, check this out, I've taught some of the most innovative kids in the world. The true crime religion. Yes, what denomination we are. True crime religion. I remember when Pastor Jonathan said you were leaving. All my kiddos went to amazing. Oh man, I've learned some things in my years. I've seen things that people won't believe. Like because I've worked in like the nonprofit spiritual side of things, I literally have seen the stuff that people don't believe. Like weird stuff, spiritual crazy shit. People talk about demons. I've actually seen that. People talk about like spirits moving. This is why like when people talk about like psychics and stuff, that shit don't scare me because I've seen that. I've actually seen that stuff. I've seen that manifested in some stuff. No, he didn't make up being a pastor. I have my papers in the state of Colorado. I don't have to make. I've married, and I have never buried anyone, but I've married a couple of people. So, I have married a few. Oh yeah, I'm sure that the haters will say I made up being a pastor. I carried shit. My tax records will show that I carried the credentials. I went to Bible school. Do y'all know where I went to Bible school at? Can anyone name where I went to Bible school? Hashtag name where I went to Bible school. I was enrolled for 2 years at a Bible college. Can you name the Bible college I was enrolled at? See, I don't know how much of this information I've given out over the year because I don't mind talking about my life story. So a lot of you may have gathered some of this information. It wasn't in Colorado. No, it's not in Colorado. Say what? Say what? Tracy says. Cheryl, say what? I'm hanging up. He went to Bible college. Oh my God. Dad with the phone went to Bible college. I was there any given Sunday for years. You were a pastor. There you go. I was on the pastoral staff of a church called Resurrection Fellowship. Called out. I used to do their altar calls at a thing they called Praise in the Park. Oh, geez. Lee Bible College, not even close. But it's all fun and games. It's all fun and games until you're. Did you also sell Tupperware and encyclopedias door to door? I have done door to door sales. Hashtag cruise Boston. I have done it. Not door to door sales of encyclopedias and Tupperware, but Tupperware probably. That we probably sold some Tupperware. I did door to door sales. Oh my God. I was probably like 17 years old. See, I quit school when I was 15. Did y'all know that? I literally quit high school when I was 15. Left my house. Moved out. I was out. I'm out. I was out. I was out of my house at 15. How about that? That's why he gives such awesome blessings. He truly understands the meaning of life. I don't know about that girl or boy, Marcus. I don't know if you're a girl or boy, but Marina, I don't know. When did you become a dad? See, now you're going to ask me questions that I'll get in trouble for not knowing. 2007? How old is my son? My son is 12. Does that mean he was born in April 14th, 2007? Close. Bridget, I became a dad in 2007, I believe. Maybe. I got married in 2004. You value prayer. It's the most powerful thing we can ever do. That was for you, whoever that was that asked that question. Jules Freedom. It is literally the single most powerful thing you can ever do. Now, see, I talk about this a lot because some people take offense to this because I don't give a shit who you pray to, by the way. I don't care who your God is. I don't care if you pray to the trees, the ocean, the sea, Buddha, Mohammed, Jesus. I don't care who you pray to. Prayer is the single most powerful thing you can do. Now, let me justify all those statements. I actually believe in a creator God. God. Let's talk about God for a second. I actually believe in a creator, right? When you look around the world and you see its design, you have to believe in a master designer, right? You have to. Like, you can't believe that this shit just happened. Because if this shit just happened, it's crazy, right? But to look at everything and to believe that there is a master designer, and if we can agree, if you and I, you can call that master designer by any name. I don't give a. He's been called a lot of names in his life. Shit, he gets called different names by the same damn religions. Like people who believe in the Bible, they'll call master designer a bunch of different names. People who believe in the Quran will call a master designer a bunch of different names. People who believe in the trees will call a master designer a bunch of different names. But if we can come to an agreement that you and I are not, we're not an accident, right? This is just the beginning. This is just the start. Folks, I actually believe that the relationships that I build through this YouTube community, I actually believe they live forever. That in the age to come, whatever you call that, whether that be a reincarnation or whether that be a heaven or a hell or a paradise or a place after you, that these relationships that you and I build, these comments that you throw down, that the things that you write in these threads, the words that you use to build and to tear down the very people on the other side of the screen you're looking at, whether it be a phone, a television, a computer, that those relationships, those comments, those things that you say, the drama in which you start on YouTube, it actually lives into the age to come. How about that for religion on YouTube? What if you are going to be held accountable for every comment typed? I could pour another glass of whiskey on that alone. I told you guys tonight was going to be a good one. For those that have stuck around, for the people that have joined us tonight, you're getting something that very seldom ever happens on YouTube. You're getting a glimpse into something that you may never understand until the age to come. I love it. I love it. Drink the fucking Kool-Aid. I just poured another glass of whiskey. Are y'all gonna stick around? Hashtag Kelly. Put that shit on the screen. If you're just joining tonight, nah, forget about it. You're on a fireside chat that will be marked for history. You'll have to go back and listen. If you're just joining, it's like joining a Netflix comedy show in the middle of it. You've missed it. I'll say things that you just don't get because you haven't been here listening. I don't have time to recap. I don't have time to look back. We're moving into 2020, folks. You're going to have to get some vision. You're going to have to show up on time to dab with the phone lives or you'll miss it all. Damn, I'm on a roll. This is probably one of my best shows. I'm pretty happy right now. We're touching subjects we've never touched. We're looking at things we've never. Listen, we're going to go back to true crime. We're going to go back to solving mysteries. Wait till 2020 hits, kids. I ain't slowing down. Have we done anything but speed up? I mean, truthfully, let's do it. How about we open it up? Let's call this a real dad with a phone conversation. Let's see who's really out there. Let's see what you got. What's your best memory? You can tell me in the chat. You can tell me online. Or how about this? If you got the cojones, pick up the phone and dial dad with a phone. What do you need? What's your question? What do you want to know? The phone lines are open until my phone dies. By the way, you're going to be live on the air. I'm not going to put no damn disclaimers out there. If you don't want to call in and be live, don't call in. If you call in and leave a message, I'll play that message someday. If no one calls in, don't think I'm going anywhere. Y'all still going to have to listen to me for the next hour. Oh, shit. We're already into New Year's. This became the New Year's Eve show. What do y'all think? Y'all think y'all got it? Shit, I feel like I've been going for 5 minutes. I've been going for 2.5 hours. What have we talked about? Give an update, please. So you want to call in? You want to tell dad with the phone what you thought about him for the last year? Here's your chance. Tomorrow's never promised. It might not happen. They may pull me from YouTube tonight. Don't all call at once, because if y'all all call at once, y'all might all get sent to the voicemail. I love it. That shit got quiet quick like. Jules, my goodness, I agree. I'm there too. You make me happy. Who makes you happy? D-Wop, you always stood up for the voices. I did. What did Jules say? I'm confused now. Shit. I haven't been watching chat. What did Jules say? What did Julie say? You make me happy too. The power is what gives us hope. I like it. I'm down with it. I'm down. Cowgirl up. Oh my God. We went from murder to porn to God. Welcome to the shit. That shit's right in the Bible, though. Come on. You can't be talking about murder without some love and porn. Shit. And you can't talk about murder and porn without getting to God at some point. Damn, that's a good damn live. That's what I should name this live right here. We went from murder to porn to God. My goodness. That dad with the phone. So unprofessional. So unprofessional. Jacksonville, Florida ain't leaving me hanging. That's for sure. Damn. Jacksonville's in the house with dad with a phone.
It's Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone. You picked up the phone like you're a real person.
I am. I'm real. Sorry.
So you've only. So wait a minute. You found me because of Andrea Canning.
All right. So, sorry, it's echoing like super loud in my house. I took all my Christmas decorations down. I have nothing in my house right now. It's really loud. Let me step outside. So it was just really random. I was streaming on my Fire Stick on Dateline.
Nice.
And you were on there, just driving around your truck. And I'm like, who is this guy? What is this case? I had no idea what was going on. And then after I got off, I went on YouTube, looked you up, found you.
And now you've been listening, throwing your comments out there. You're real engaged in this live. You've been engaged in other lives.
Yes, I have been. And so, and I talk like a valley girl. It's going to drive people crazy. I don't know why I talk this way. I'm from Indiana, but whatever. It is what it is. It drives people crazy. Sorry.
So what do you got? What do you got for me tonight? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind?
Nothing. I mean, I don't know. Like, I found you. I think you're great. And I don't know. I think you should, like, maybe head down to Texas and follow this case out a little bit.
People already asking me. They're like, Michael, can we book? No, I'm telling you, I got messages today. So I have a place to stay in Austin, Texas. There's a couple people that live down there that follow Dad with the phone that have offered their place up. And then
Yeah.
I had a message today that said, we'll pay for your plane ticket. So here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna watch this case from here in Colorado. We're gonna try to follow up the keep up with the updates as much as we can. And then if this case does go to trial, it'll be a deal where they'll have trial back to back to back. So it'll be, trial day, trial day, trial day. It is very hard. It is going to be very hard for them to close the trial to the public because the Constitution says we have a right to an open court. Now, so if this case with Megan, the Heidi Broussard case is what we're talking about down in Austin. For people who are just joining, if you haven't been following this case, we've been following this case. If this case goes to trial, I will do. I mean, I write my own schedule. I can set my own dates of work and all this. So there's a very good possibility people have already stepped up to the plate. I can't like sacrifice my kids' food to go follow a case, right? I'm not in that position,
exactly.
right? But if people are willing to, help with those expenses and help me go down there, which they've stepped up to do, and there's a very good possibility that I will go down for the trial when it comes time. And that could be a year from now. People don't understand that could take a year to get to trial. And so we're going to watch this trial throughout from here at afar. But if it goes to trial, we'll be there.
Okay, so because I'm new to all this, what's the difference that this is going to be like an open case for media, but the one that you followed, it was closed off to media?
Well, that's up to the individual judge. They can close off, so they'll probably, and they've already sealed this case. This case has already been sealed in the court. Like they're not releasing, so they're not releasing like police affidavits. Normally, we would be able to get like the probable cause arrest affidavit already. Normally, we would have that information in our hands. What evidence did they have? We know a lot of the evidence they had because shit, we watched it on live video. They found the body. They found Margot in the house with Megan. We've heard testimony of her trying to pass this baby off as her own. So
but she's pleading not guilty, right?
Well, she hasn't pled anything yet. Her first court appearance on the charges that we know of, which are the tampering with a corpse and the kidnapping charges. Those charges will be arraigned and talked about on January 2nd. And it is our understanding that right now, there will be some media coverage. I know that there's at least 4 different media people that I'm talking to that will be in that courtroom. So they're going to be in the courtroom. They're going to listen to what happens and they're going to report to their paying agencies. And they're also talking with Dad with the phone via direct messages, Twitters. You've already seen one live report from a Austin reporter. She's already told me she'd love to come back on and talk about this case. I'm working with some other people that are working and going to be in that courtroom for this first initial hearing, and they're going to come and talk to me and tell me, a little bit more than they can give on a 90-second news report or a 5-minute news report. So we're going to get more information about the January 2nd court date. But it's probably going to be limited for a while. And then like I said, if this thing goes to trial, they're going to schedule it for a week. They're going to schedule it for 2 weeks at trial or something. And I'm committed as long as these followers, I mean, I literally have offers from people, come stay at our house. We live 20 minutes from the courthouse. We would love to
Yeah,
have you, you know.
you
And
have
so,
great supporters.
yeah. And
Everyone is
so,
really nice.
and that's my goal. Like, I want to do something different than everyone else on YouTube. I understand that the importance of having someone there standing there that you can trust, right? Because there's so
Yeah,
much information coming out. There's so much nonsense coming out that nobody knows where to trust. Oh, you know, the YouTuber says, "Oh, I have a secret source and I have a, you know, or whatever." And so
secret. I
yeah,
got secrets.
I
I
got
got secrets
secrets that
for
I can
people.
tell you, you know? And so I understand the importance of standing there. When I was standing in front of the courtroom as Patrick Frazee walked in, or when people saw me in the hallway with Patrick Frazee, people were like, "Oh, this motherfucker's standing there." Right? He's on YouTube, but he's
Yeah,
actually standing in the courtroom. And so it's not my goal to stay at home. I haven't designed my life to be able to write it this way, to then
yeah,
not take part in this opportunity. And so that's why I don't jump on every, you know, Tom, Dick, and Harry case that shows up in my inbox. There are people from around the world writing me about missing people, about murdered people. And I'm like, yeah, but I can mention
yeah.
their
I'm
name.
sure you get that a lot.
Yeah, so I can mention their name, but how much effectiveness is that? But with
Yeah,
this case, I grabbed onto Heidi's case, I grabbed onto Kelsey's case, and I'm gonna follow Heidi's case all the way through. And if the opportunity for me to travel to Texas, yeah, listen, I'm from Texas, kids. You don't think I can mix it with the Texas boys? I'll walk right in there and they'll be like, "Oh shit, dad with a phone just
see,
walked
I've
in."
never been to Texas, so I'm military, and
Okay.
so I know a lot of people from Texas, and they're amazing. But I'll say one thing: excuse my language, they don't fuck around like at
Hey,
all.
how
So
about
some,
the Texas report that just came out? If you try to go shoot up a church in Texas, you better freaking be on your P's and Q's, because
yeah, I
within,
don't mess around with no
I mean,
Texas.
Texas, they pulled, there was like 10 guns pulled in the synagogue at this church shooting that happened in Texas just now. So,
I
yeah,
haven't heard about that.
oh, Texas doesn't mess around. Yeah, for sure. And so, which
So
is, yeah,
I'm in Florida because well, shout out to
I
Jay
know
Crichton.
Pensacola. Don't you? I
No, I
know.
lived in Pensacola for a few months,
Okay.
and because my husband's military, and so we're in Jacksonville now.
Oh yeah, I know
And
Jacksonville. Me and my wife watched the movie The Italian Job in Jacksonville. I know that because we were dating at the time. But my wife's from South Florida, but I know Florida well, so I know
well,
Jacksonville.
there's this whole case going on with this lady that is Navy. I can't see chat, so I'm sure people know about this, and because I'm on my phone, and she lived in this apartment. She moved out into a house, and like the next day, she's like, "Oh, the back door is open. My daughter's gone." And they did this whole like search and rescue, and like I don't know what you're allowed to say. So allegedly, I don't know. Like
You
they
say whatever you
found.
want. We're on the
Okay.
interweb. We're not on, like, you can cuss,
Okay.
swear, whatever you want to
So
do.
they found her daughter's remains. Oh my gosh, I want to say Alabama. Am I wrong? Someone may tell me. So, my husband worked with her,
Oh shit.
and he knows her.
Oh, this is a
And
case that just opened up.
yes,
Yeah. People have been
yeah,
messaging me about this Alabama case.
and
There's some other YouTubers. So
yeah,
your husband worked with who that's involved in this
the
case?
mother
The
worked with
mother.
her. I say worked because she's not there anymore. Um, he he can't say anything. I have to be careful what I say. But he worked with her. He did watches with her where it was only him and her for hours and hours on it. And he didn't even know she had a daughter. He had no idea. and she never talked about her daughter, nothing. And I let him know this because he's not here right now. He's out of the country. And he goes, well, she had a daughter? And I'm like, yes. And all this is going on. He had no idea. And he worked with her one-on-one. Like, they did watches together. They were like in the same room, like with like briefings, like everything. And he had no idea at all that she even had a kid. And the daycare on base on NES Jax where her daughter went to, I guess she pulled her out, or she didn't pull her out, but she wasn't taking her there anymore. They're very on top of this stuff, and so it's so like mind-boggling. Because I used to live on base, and then I moved off NESX base. But yeah, my husband worked with her. He knows her personally.
Wow.
And he's shocked about all of it. So
do you know do you know the names of this case? Like, what is the names of this? Do you know like what they're calling this, or what they're in the news, what they're talking about it as?
No, I mean like just by like her name, like her daughter's name. And honestly, they're not even talking about it anymore here. So you don't hear it on the news at all here anymore.
I got you.
So it's like, because in Jacksonville, there's so much stuff goes on. So when something goes on, it's like 5 minutes, and then it's on to the next, and on to the next, on to the next.
Yeah, it's that news cycle.
It's not I hate to say this, like say it this way, but it's not a big issue because it's always something. Because Jacksonville is huge. I think when it does come out and maybe there's like a trial, hopefully maybe they'll talk about it a little bit more.
Gotcha.
But you just don't hear about it, and nobody really talks about it at all. It's like fly by the second. Whatever is going on, that's what's going on. And I mean, you understand that. I mean, like, you're a YouTuber, and it's like something happens, you go on it, and you just got to keep going, because things change so much. That's how it is here in Jacksonville. But, I mean, right now, I don't know anything else, and I don't know. I mean, if you cover it or anything, or, you know.
Yeah, there's so many. Well, that's the thing is like, yeah, there's so many cases, like literally hundreds of missing people, hundreds of things that happen every day. So it does become overwhelming. And so you have to pick and choose. And so obviously the Kelsey Barrett case was easy for me. It happened down the street from me. So that was a no-brainer. That's how I stepped into this.
I never even heard about that.
You've never
heard about that. Never.
Well, did you watch? I mean, like, we did trial videos, and we went to.
I knew nothing about this here.
So how did you find so you just saw it on the Dateline?
Yeah. So I just like
they just came across Dateline.
Yeah, I saw my Fire Stick one day because I go on my Fire Stick. I watch Disappeared. I watched 48 Hours. I watched Dateline. So one day I just put in Dateline on my Fire Stick, went into it. Oh, click this, watch it, watching it, and you're just driving around.
There you go.
In your
driving around with Andrea Canning.
Yeah, and I was like, "What is this? What's going on?" But then it struck me because it was so soon, and I'm like, what is this? Like, who is this person? What happened? And I had never heard any of it. So after I watched, you know, the episode on Dateline on my Fire Stick or whatever, I got on my computer.
Wait, one more second. 1 second. Hey, Fire Stick, you should sponsor Dad with a phone. I'm just saying. Like, that's what I'm just saying.
Amazon.
Just saying. I'm just saying, you know.
Doing that? Let's do it.
You just did a commercial for Fire Stick. I'm like, well, damn it. Y'all should send me some sponsor money.
That was the phone.
I love it.
Hashtag all this. I just got on my laptop and I put in Dad with a phone, and the first video that showed up, you were um, putting like these little like dots, like things everywhere on a map. It was snowing there, and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna put this person here. I'm gonna put this person there," and I'm like, "Who is this guy? What the hell is he doing?"
Oh, I'm probably I was doing like a Google Earth thing or something.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Nice.
But I kept watching it, and I'm like drawn into this, and so I'm like watching you drop all these things everywhere, and then you're like, so she F this guy at this house, and I'm gonna put this icon here, and I'm gonna do this.
Nice.
And I'm like, I don't even know what the hell is going on, but that's the first video that I saw of yours.
Nice.
So yeah, so I just kept watching it, and like your wife came in and was like, "Man, it's snowing really bad," and you were like picking your nose and shit.
Oh shit! Now I'm embarrassed. Okay, hey, nice talking with you this evening. Glad you were. Come on, no, I'm just kidding.
But I was like, I like this guy, and so then after I watched that, I went back and started watching more and more and more, and then going forward, like I was kind of all over the place, like I came in the middle, rewound, and then like fast forward, and so yeah, it was just crazy, like all of it. And but you did an excellent job. I mean, it was amazing what you did. It was amazing.
Well, thank you. Hey, and thanks for calling in tonight.
Well, you're welcome. I hope more people call in.
Oh,
So you're
these
amazing. You're
people
great.
will.
I love
They'll
you.
call
I'm
in.
glad I found your channel.
They'll get in here. Well, thank you, and thanks for watching, and thanks for joining this little community we got, and yeah, we'll talk.
I love it.
I hope this ain't the last time. Maybe we'll talk again.
Okay.
All
Bye.
right, we'll talk. Bye bye.
Bye.
Hey, that's some good shit right there. I don't want to stop, but it's 12:30. I've been going for 2 hours and 50 minutes. I don't want to stop. So here's what I'll do. I got to run to the restroom though. So I'm going to go to the restroom because I'm human, and you guys can chit chat amongst yourself. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to leave y'all here to chit chat amongst yourself. I'll be right back. Boom. If you leave, you leave. Thank you for joining tonight. If you stick around after my bathroom break, who knows what's going to happen? Oh, I should throw some more wood on. Okay, I'll get wood too, but I go to the restroom first. How many did we lose? Did we lose a bunch? Did you go running for the hills? I just realized that girl called from Florida, which means it's like 3 o'clock in the morning there. Holy biscuits. Hey, thanks for watching in Florida in the wee hours of your new year. This is we're calling this New Year's Eve live. We've called it church. Somebody said we talked about crime, porn, and God, which means we've covered all the best subjects. We had our phone number up there. We pulled our phone number down. I wonder if there's any first time people out there that would give us a call in. We just had a first time caller. Maybe there's a first time caller out there that I ain't got much battery left, but I mean, you don't have to be a first time caller. If you want to call in, you can call in. You don't have to talk about me. You can tell me something about you. Oh, people ask, so I'm going to do this for the haters. If you want to give, no obligation. You can give to whatever you want to give to. If you want to give to dad with the phone, I don't do super chats. I don't do GoFundMe's. Fuck, you guys will destroy a person for doing a GoFundMe. If you want to give, you can give directly to my PayPal at Watered Down Pro. That's what I am. I'm just a watered down pro. So if you go to the link that's on your screen, if you put that link into your browser, you don't have to have a PayPal. If you got a credit card, a bank account, a checking account, or you just want to give me cash, you could turn that shit into cash and give it on PayPal. So I'm gonna put that up there for 2 seconds. Somebody, if I got any mods in here, or if I got any wrenches and they want to throw my link up, they can throw my link up. If you want to find me on social media, you can go to these links. If you're a Twitterer, if you go to TikTok, I haven't put my TikTok up there, but if you go to TikTok, if you have the TikTok, if you're too old for TikTok, don't go to TikTok. Don't do it. Don't get sucked in. I'm going after the children here, okay? When people ask me why is dad with the phone on TikTok, it's because I'm going after your kids. Your kids need some help, and your kids are on TikTok. So I'm going to go after the kids on TikTok. And I'm sure the haters will take that and they will twist that. But there need to be some decent men in TikTok world. And I think I'm a decent man to join the TikTok world. And that's why I've gone to the TikTok world to go after your kids. Bottom line, that's my secret. I'm going after the young folks. I'm going to pull the young folks in to be dad with the phone followers, and I'm going to try to get them to watch dad with the phone. And one way I'm doing that is going on TikTok. So, call me a bad person. If you want to call in, that's my actual burner cell phone number. One day that phone number will disappear, but right now you can actually get me on that phone when I'm live. If you call me and I'm not live, the chances of you getting me are very slim. But if you call that number right now, I'm going to pick the damn phone up and I'm going to talk to you because I'm a real person. I don't hide behind personas. I will put my face on camera. Right now, that fire is just better looking. That's a good looking fire, folks. It's warm in my house, keeping my kids warm, keeping my wife warm. And I know you can feel the warmth coming through the screen. Maybe not, but it sounds good. So you can always call me at that number. If you leave me a message, I will play that shit for the world. Let me see if I have any voicemails right now. If I have a voicemail, I'll play y'all a voicemail. I might not have any, though. I do have one. Let me see who this is. Oh, yep. This is a dad with the phone. Hey, this is a dad with the phone voicemail I'm going to play right now. So that's another thing I do is I play voicemails. We've had some great voicemails over the year. But here's another one. This is a dad with the phone voicemail.
Hi, Mike. It's Earthbound Spirit. I just wanted to ask, have we looked it up yet? Because that's very possible. Megan's being held on $600,000 without bond. So you need to look that up.
Oh, that was about Megan's bond. I think I answered that question the other day. Hey, thanks for watching. You guys, some of you have stuck with me for the last 3 hours. I've had some great ones from Nicole. Nicole has been one of them. Nicole, if you're watching Dad with the phone right now, thank you. Thank you, Nicole, for the voicemails. You have literally made content for me. And I haven't done it out of disrespect. I haven't played your voicemails out of anything more than it's just great content, girl. And you can call and leave a voicemail for Dad any day of the week. I will listen to it. Sometimes it will be live. I do have to say that. So thank you, Nicole. I still got a little whiskey. I'm about to hit the 3 hour mark. At some point, it does get a little ridiculous to keep going live, except the fact that I'm up. Like if I'm not talking to you guys, I'm probably going to put on a Netflix. I'm wired. It's the end of the year. It's New Year's. Life is good. I had a great day today. If I told you how good my day was, I will make you jealous. And I don't want to do that. I had such a great day to see my wife happy with friends that she has known for a lifetime. It makes me happy to see my wife happy. It does. It makes me real happy. I'm going to say that again. Listen, if you're a husband out there and you're listening and you don't call me, I want to tell you a secret. If you're a boyfriend, if you're a wife right now and your husband is up, you fucking knock him with your elbow. Because I'm about to tell him a secret that will change his life. If you're a husband, a boyfriend, someone out there with a significant other, I want to tell you a secret how to make that significant other more beautiful. Are you listening to me, guys? I'm about to tell you how to have a more beautiful wife. I'm about to tell you how to have a more beautiful girlfriend. Young kids, let me tell you something. You want to know how to have the hottest girlfriend? You tell people how hot your girlfriend is. Husbands, you want to know how to have the hottest wife? You tell people how hot your wife is. I know that you guys know how beautiful my wife is. I don't have to pretend. She's been given some supernatural beauty. But I take a little credit. Listen to me. I take credit on how beautiful my wife is. Because for the last 16 years, actually longer than that, for the last 17 and a half years, I have verbalized not only to my wife, but to the general damn public how beautiful my wife is. And the more you verbalize the beauty of your wife, your girlfriend, your significant other, literally, not figuratively, this isn't some figurative game I'm playing. Literally, your wife, your girlfriend, your significant other will become more beautiful. This is proven science through Dad with a Phone. I ain't gonna lie, I had a good subject to start with, but my wife over the last 16 years is more beautiful to me today than the day I married her. And so husbands, boyfriends, significant others, you want to have the most beautiful woman in the world, you're gonna have to tell the world how beautiful she is. Boom. Hashtag that, bitches. And I mean that in the most respectful way. I don't call women bitches. I call everybody bitches. Sometimes I call you kids. Sometimes I call you bitches. I've had a few glasses of whiskey. Oh my gosh, that's what Ryan says. There you go. Husband agree. That's all I. If I have one husband agree with me, bam, message sold, folks. Whew, I love it. I'm happy right now. Can y'all tell? We're going into 2020 with a bang. What if I just went 24 hours? What if I did a live 24-hour from now until 12 o'clock? I don't know if I could pull that shit off. Y'all probably watch me sleep. How many, here's a question for you. How many have watched me sleep over this year? There is one live. Uh-oh, shit. Somebody's calling. I hope this person is for real. Are you calling me from Montana?
Actually, no.
You spoofed? What'd you spoof a call?
No. It's the only cell. I lived in Montana when I got my cell phone, so it's the only number I've ever had.
I was about to be proud that I had like a Montana person calling me.
I did live in Montana. I did.
So what makes you call Dad with a phone tonight?
I've called before and talked to you, Michael, but
okay.
My name's Carla.
Okay.
Actually Carla D, but not Carla D in the chat. I'm loving life at home. But
loving life at home.
Loving life at home.
You're engaged. You like chat up and down in here, huh?
Sometimes, yeah, I try.
Yeah.
I try.
Loving life at home. So what's going on?
I don't always say much, but sometimes I do. But I want to say thank you. I thoroughly enjoy listening to you. And I wasn't going to call tonight. I was just going to listen. But then you started talking about Nikki and couples and anyway, I just want to tell everybody to just cherish your person, like just really cherish them, because someday they might not be there. And
absolutely.
I lost mine, and it's been very, very hard. And then I started listening to you, and anyway, it's helped a lot. So I just wanted to say that, like, cherish your person, because it's hard to find that person. And then, I tell my kids and my grandkids this all the time. Don't talk to your person. I mean, talk to your person like you talk to your best friend, because they are. And you listen, I hear people talk to each other that are married, and oh my God, they talk to each other like they would never talk to their friends, and it's like, no. Anyway, I'm ranting.
It's a beautiful rant and a beautiful message. So don't you
is.
ever apologize.
No.
Can I ask about your significant other that's no longer?
You can.
So can you tell me that story a little bit?
My husband Bruce. Yes, I make long story short, I had a horrible childhood. Horrible.
First of all, you're on Dad with a phone. We don't have to.
I'm your recording.
Wait, no. We don't have to make anything short.
Oh, okay.
So no long story short, you can. So tell me about Bruce.
Well, I had been married and had my kids, and then divorced, and I met Bruce on the Little League ball field with our kids. Anyway, I had a horrible childhood, and never felt safe as a child. And there's plenty of kids out there, unfortunately, plenty of adults out there. Did the best I could. Met Bruce. He became my safe place. Like I knew no matter what, I was loved, I was cherished. I felt safe. We were together 29 years, and he got sick, and he had brain cancer.
Okay.
And battled for a year. And, they tell, it's the worst there is, but they tell you, I mean, I knew what the averages were, but even when they tell you, like, I still thought, no, he's not going to die. He's going to live. You know,
Yeah.
he was healthy. He did everything right. Anyway. And I lost him after a year, and that was in 2015. And I've had a hard time since that. I think back to people that I knew who lost their spouse, and I didn't know. Like, I didn't know what it was like. I could, because it's just something you can't imagine, And now my niece just lost her husband. It's so sad, and so I'm trying to be there for her. And anyway,
So
I will tell you another thing Bruce and I did. I will tell people this: if you have a dream, go out and do it. Like, don't wait, and just go and do it. We lived in New Jersey. My husband was from New Jersey. I'm from Washington State. My husband was from New Jersey, born and raised, grew up there. That's where we met. We decided we wanted to move back out west. He had never been out west, but he was a real outdoorsman, hunt, fish. He loved, camping, all of that.
Love it.
We looked up, this was before internet days, and so we had to actually write to all the states and get information, and we narrowed it down, and then we picked Montana. And we'd never been there. And we decided, well, we have to get rid of a lot of stuff. So we had a huge yard sale, so huge that everybody that came said, well, what are you doing, moving? And we said, yeah, we're moving to Montana. Of course, we didn't know that, and anyway, we sold our house in the yard sale. And then we said to the people, we've actually never been to Montana, but we're going to go visit, So we went out there for a week and decided we're just going to move. And, people said to us, oh my God, what are you going to do? We were in our 40s, what are you going to do? How are you going to eat? And we said, well, we don't know, but, we're pretty resourceful people. And we know how to work hard and whatever.
Yeah.
And then people would say to us, oh, I wish I could do what you're doing. And I would say to them, no, you don't, because if you did, you'd do it.
Absolutely.
Like, just do it,
Absolutely.
So anyway.
Hey, that's beautiful. It's a beautiful word and a beautiful story tonight.
It is.
And
it
so
is. I've gotten to where now I can think about my husband and talk about my husband without being in a puddle, But
So just real quick. So you're Carla, but your name on YouTube is
Love and Life at Home.
Love and Life at Home.
Yeah.
May the Father bless you. Love and Life
Thank
at Home.
you.
May the Father bring you companionship in your time left here on this earth. But I know that in the age to come, the companions you have made on this earth are waiting for you. They're waiting for you.
Yep, I believe that too.
And so be blessed tonight.
Thank you.
Be blessed. I love it. Thank you for thank you for sharing. That's the cool thing. You guys sharing.
I started listening to you and watching you on Woodland Park Underground. I don't even know how I ended up there, but
I love it.
And then Dad with the phone, and yeah.
Well, thank you tonight for sharing, and you've obviously called in before,
but thank you for letting me ramble.
Hey, I like a good ramble. Like I said, we're not in any hurry tonight. I'm not in any hurry. I am literally wired tonight. I'm so excited about even this live and how things are unfolding. I'm getting excited for 2020, and so
absolutely, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it too.
It's going to be a beautiful. We're going to step into a new decade, a new era, a new time. And so I'm super stoked about that. So thank you for sharing and kicking it off with us a little bit.
Thank you for letting me talk about Bruce. It felt good.
Bruce is listening. I believe that.
I think he is.
I absolutely. I believe that once you step into that age to come, whatever that is for anyone, whatever you believe in that, part of my belief is that those people started life with us and they're continuing to live just like we will continue to live forever. And I believe that they get to see into our dimension. We don't necessarily get to see in their dimension, but we are babies in this. We are infants. We are just young children when it comes to this thing called eternity. And so it's fun to believe this. And the cool thing about believing it is that if we have that belief, if we can even fathom that belief, then the fact is it's actually probably possible that they are watching
Yep.
us and they can see us.
Absolutely.
And so it's beautiful. Thank you for talking about Bruce and sharing with us. Bruce,
Thank
would he have
you.
been a dad with the phone follower?
Probably not. He was not. He never went on the computer. He didn't have a
That's
cell
all
phone.
right. That's all right. I love those guys too. I love those
Yep.
guys that never plug in. There is
Yeah.
something to be said for that.
Yep, there is.
So, hey, thank you for sharing tonight. Loving
Oh.
life at home, right?
Yep.
I
and
say
every-
that because nobody's going to know you by Carla, but they will know
I know.
Loving Life
Yeah.
at Home.
Yep.
And
So
so
everybody go out there and love your people. Love your people. Cherish
love your people. That's a great message tonight.
them. Cherish them. Yep.
Thank
all right.
thank you so much.
Good night.
Good night. Kids, if you have ears to hear, you gotta listen. You gotta listen. You want to know the truth tonight? The truth is, I'm not the smartest person in this room. The truth is, all of you have stories. All of you have testimonies. All of you have something to share. If you want to share that tonight, you can share that on Dad with the phone. I'm letting you do that. My phone number's up there. I got to find I'm down to 10% on my phone. This would be ridiculous for me to run out of cell phone battery. So let me get my cell phone charger right here. I got it. Don't you worry. I got myself. I ain't running out on this show. This is a no caller ID coming in right now. I don't have cell phone. Hey, no caller ID. What do you got going on?
Hey, Dad with a phone. It's me, Clue Girl. How are you?
Clue Girl, where are you calling from?
I live in Idaho.
Idaho. Are you close to Idaho? Not Iowa.
I am not close to Twin Falls.
You're not close to Twin Falls, Idaho? Are you where are you at? Well, listen, there ain't much to fucking Idaho, let's be honest. So if it's not Twin Falls, where are you at?
Boise.
Boise. Okay, that's the other big city, right?
Yeah, it's a nice one.
All
The
right.
bigger one.
Y'all got any murderers there?
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking into a couple of them. But hey, before we get all on that, I just wanted to tell you that I wanted to say hi to everybody in the chat because I know a lot of girls in there, and I just want to tell them all hi.
Do you have a channel?
No, I'm gonna maybe try to start one, but not yet. Not yet.
Well, whenever you want to start one, you need to let me know. And I'll we can bring you on like a video chat or a panel or something, and we can pump that shit up real quick. So that's how we do things. So
that would be awesome. But hey, I just want to thank you for just getting out there and actually doing some groundwork kind of before other people were doing it. And I just wanted to tell you that Dana426, who is a longtime listener of yours, actually introduced me to your channel about a month ago. It hasn't been very long. It's maybe been about a month. So.
Oh shit, you ain't even seen the best of me. You're gonna have to go catch up, girl.
I caught up on a couple.
All right.
Yeah.
But you know what? Hey, I'm like move towards the future. You ain't got to go look back at shit. We're gonna be here for a minute. 2020 is gonna be a good year. You joined just in time.
I think so, because you know what I was thinking is because I have some LE background, so I'm thinking I could do some stuff out here, maybe join some forces with you, maybe. There's some stuff that happens over here in the beautiful state of Idaho.
You got any friends in Twin Falls?
No.
I'm looking into this little girl. She's a convicted felon here in Colorado. Her name is Crystal Lee Kinney.
Yeah.
If you use any of your sources, any of your law enforcement, I'm telling you, there's dirt on this girl. She's done some shit in Idaho. She may have had Patrick come up there and do some shit. So you got prime one suspect that lives. I mean, she don't live down the street from you, but she lives in the same state. And so I am hey, I'm looking for partners in 2020, and you might just be one of those partners.
Could be. I have a homicide background, so
you worked on some homicides? How many homicides you worked on?
Probably between 300 and 500, probably around there.
Shut the front door.
Uh-uh.
When you gonna come on a live with me, video wise?
I will. I just kind of been laying back. I've been laying low, but I'm gonna get into it and start something. But
Are you an LAPD detective?
LASO.
LASO. What's that?
LA sheriffs.
So
LA sheriffs.
Los Angeles sheriffs.
I'm retired.
What the fuck? These people in chat know who you are. Why have you
Some
not?
of them were
Have
my
you
friends,
called
yeah.
me?
Just a couple, but not. I gave you a couple hints about the case, the one that just happened in Texas. I was really proud of you for like not climbing all over Shane like kind of other people were.
Hey, so
that was me.
So do you follow me on Facebook or YouTube?
I'm not a Facebook person. I'm a YouTube person.
Do you have a Twitter?
No, not. I have a Twitter, but it's not any. It's political because I like politics.
I got you. So here's, because you've now talked to me and like obviously multiple people here. I know you called me from a no caller ID. Is there any way, like off of air, you would just text me? So that I can recognize a number. So instead of messaging me, because I get hundreds of messages.
Oh, okay.
And if you texted me something to this phone number, like the number you just called, told me who you were, I'm gonna put you in my phone. This way I don't have to weed through fucking hundreds of messages. When you send me something, I'm gonna know, hey, this is the freaking LA girl from Idaho, because I do get a lot of, I want to talk to you more. Like you just sparked me. You just sparked my whole thing up, because I'm seeing people kind of confirm who you are. And so, that's the scariest thing about working with people on the internet is I don't know who the fuck anyone is.
Right.
And
so, I hear
you. I would totally love, I mean, I'm not kicking you off. Don't run away now. But I'm saying, like, when we're over, whether it's today or tomorrow, text me and say, hey, I'm so-and-so from Idaho. We talked. And that way I would have your number. Is that cool? Sure. Would you do that?
Yeah, no problem. I would do that. Yeah, no.
See, kids,
I've worked a lot of cases, and I really like I said, I think I had called in twice, I think.
Okay.
And I had just told you, not to jump to conclusions, and that there was a lot of work to be done. And
are you talking about you're talking about the Heidi case? Yeah, absolutely.
The other thing I was going to tell you, did you ever find out? Remember I mentioned to you about that search warrant the night prior to when they got to actually her house, Megan's house? Did you ever find out what that was about?
The search warrant for Megan's house?
The one the night prior. Remember they said they had done a search warrant.
Oh, you're talking about in Austin. They had done a search warrant on a house. It was for an unrelated case. At least that's the information I found out from local reporters. Because when we started hearing that information, I sent messages to the local people I knew, and they were like, all we're hearing is that this is for a different case. And so it was for a different, that was the SUV case, right? The black SUV. Yes.
Right. I thought it might have been related, but when I heard that, I was like, oh no, they're looking around. It ain't him. And it's very interesting, that case. It's going to be, if you can get to that trial, it would be awesome.
No, like, people have, like, it's one thing for me to say, oh yeah, I'm going to go to that trial. A lot of things have to line up, because I would love to say that Dad with the Phone is my full-time job, but it's not. And
no, I hear you.
People may think it is, but it's not. And so, I am a full-time dad though. But there is some opportunities there. And so depending on like the dates that the trial, if it goes to trial and those dates that it falls in, there's some real opportunity there for me to actually make it down to Austin. I have family and friends in Texas. And then on top of that, I mean, multiple people have reached out and are willing to help financially get me there to Austin, help me be there while I'm there. And so, and we will open that. If that opportunity arises, I'll open it up for everyone to be involved. But I don't want to jump to conclusions yet, but we're going to know that trial date. Like, I'm going to have enough time.
No. As soon as they start picking that jury, you can get down there.
Yeah. Like, and I know enough now working through the Patrick Frazee case here in Teller County. I don't know if you followed that case. A lot of people.
I did a little bit,
Okay,
yeah.
so I live here in Teller County. I live in Woodland Park, where Kelsey was. I live right down the street from where Kelsey was killed, and so I followed that case through, and I learned a ton. I thought I knew a lot about the court system. Again, my dad's been in law enforcement for
I
49
saw that.
years.
Such a great tribute to your father.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations. Yeah,
Yeah.
such a great tribute. You're a good son.
And my
Yeah.
well, I don't know about all that. I'm definitely the black sheep of the family, but
It don't matter.
I'm the only son, so that makes me one. I'm the only one that gets to carry on the Dalton name. My other sisters had to take other names, so I'm happy that I do get to carry that. But my dad was law enforcement before the era of what we know as law enforcement today. My dad has a master's degree in criminology. He was, so he was major law enforcement. So no, I super love that. So no, I'm pumped. I think if it works out, I'll go to Austin and go sit in the trial and give you guys live updates.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So
I think everybody here, and the people that are on here right now, like these people are, they're dedicated. They love this stuff.
Man, if you can get so right now, combined with Facebook and YouTube, I have about 90 people watching.
Cool.
The rule is for me, if I can get 100 faithful followers, we can move the world. Like I believe that. And so I don't need thousands of just random trolls and people watching.
No, of course not. No.
So it's fun to have faithful people that are engaged, that are willing to engage. So it's awesome.
Yeah, these ladies in here, the ones that I know, they love true crime. And when, Dana introduced me to your channel and these other, ladies were on here, they were welcoming me and they were just complimenting you and, just telling me what a great channel it was because you're straight true crime. And it's been a pleasure.
I like a little drama. I mean, we know we got a little drama. Like I said earlier in this, I mean, I've been going for 3.5 hours now. So this live has been all over. It's been literally all over the universe.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
But I realized that, man, if you follow true crime, you actually need some sort of outlet because it becomes hard. It becomes hard to follow these tragedies and not. So a little drama, a little YouTube drama, it kind of breaks it up. So
yeah, no, it does. I've done it for 14 years. I did it for the last 14 years of my career. So, it definitely takes its toll. And, when you were talking the other day and you guys were laughing, I think it was you, the Glarer, and Jane something. I can't remember who it was. You were on a live.
Yeah, I'm going to say this since you mentioned that name. I love Jane. I will not have anything to do with the Glare. That was I apologize.
Oh, that's okay.
For having him on my channel. I know some people listen.
Yeah.
I know some people listen. So.
Okay. So anyway, so I was you had that panel on, and there was some snickering, and during a lot of the cases that I handled, we did have some frivolity, and we did have some, remarks flying back and forth, and it's not all serious time because nobody can do that.
No, and that was something
physically impossible.
Yeah, I realized that during actually the Kelsey Barrett case, that I made some jokes and I would laugh, and there would be some things that I would say that probably were crude, maybe could be construed as insensitive.
Right.
But you know what? Life is tough, and sometimes humor and laughter is the only way you can face the reality of how evil life is.
Right. That couple cigarettes, of cigars, and a drink will help you out a whole lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hashtag. Yeah. Are you chatting and talking to me?
No, I am just talking. Everybody else is chatting.
Oh, this is Love and Life at Home. She was the one that was just on before. Never mind.
Yeah. She was the other one that was
on
what
before, what is your handle name?
I'm D Clue Girl.
D Clue Girl. Okay, I've seen you tonight and a couple others.
Yeah, stuff. You had me up. I'm the girl with the little magnifying glass.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
Clue Girl. So Los Angeles Sheriff's Office. What other law enforcement agencies have you worked for?
I worked for the LA County Marshal's Department. Prior to that, I did civil law. So I did civil law, and then I did criminal law.
My God, where have you been all year?
I've been like running. I've just been, well, I kind of moved and I retired and I had some stuff to do.
So what other? So are there any other true crime channels you watch?
No, I like to watch like like the trial stuff. What is that show called? Law and Crime Network.
Okay.
Investigation Discovery. I was on LA Crime Stoppers, but I watch them too because they're out of LA.
Wait,
So
you've been featured on an LA Crime Stopper?
Sure.
Fucking A, we got a movie star here, kids.
No way. No.
We got a little
star.
TV star. TV star.
Yeah, no, it was only like for one case, but I really like during my career, to be honest with you, I didn't like to be in the spotlight. I didn't want my cases in the spotlight, and it was for selfish reasons because I didn't want to have to deal with like a lot of the media and stuff, and I wanted things quiet. It was easier for me to navigate my cases, and even though that's really, really selfish, I kind of handled most of my cases that way. So,
is there any cases that didn't get solved, that didn't get closed out, that like
yes,
that there's something like you would like to reopen maybe since you've retired?
I do have some cases like that. It's tough. Some of them, there's like cases I've had where there's a body in the middle of the street in the rain and there's nobody around. There's no cameras. There's no nothing. It's in an industrial area. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's sometimes you're not going to get something till years later. What happens in our office is since I have retired, if something does come up, a clue comes in, our cold case unit would pick it up, reopen it, and then they would call and consult with me. And then I would have the option of, being flown back down, working with them, or just kind of like navigating over the phone with them, just kind of giving them, my ideas and my thoughts about what happened during the time period that I was working it. And then, of course, if it ever comes to trial, I would have to go back. But, because I have moved out of state. So,
well, here's something for you. Maybe you think about this and take some time. But if there's a case, now I'm not saying that the cops are going to reopen it, but if there's a case that was unsolved, that didn't get solved while you were working, but you have some sort of passion for it, or it's an idea in your head, and it may be in your mind now, or it may be something that comes to your mind later. Maybe instead of worrying about whether or not the active law enforcement reopens it, maybe you revisit that with me, or you revisit it. I would encourage you to revisit it if you ever wanted to start your own channel. But if you don't want to start your own YouTube channel, then I say we use the resources of the 6 billion people in the world, and we take that cold case, that case that didn't get solved, the case of whatever, somebody laying in the middle of a road or in something that didn't get opened, and we just relook at it on the YouTube perspective. We turn the YouTube sleuthers loose to do what they do, as well as use the information we can gather from you, and see if we could stir some shit, because you never know.
Yeah, there's a couple of my cases that I really wanted to solve, and I pulled out all the stops on them. I worked on them for years because our cases where I worked, I don't know how other agencies work, but where I worked, once you were assigned a case, it was your case until you retired. So I've got cases from year 1, and I've got cases from year 14. So there's a couple in those years that I really, really had a heart for, and yeah, I can revisit those. I was thinking the same thing.
That would be it would one, not only be a great tribute to the victims in those cases and the families in those cases, but it would also the fact that the world has changed, right? You can't spit and the internet doesn't know about it,
Well, that's an interesting thing. And I was talking to Dana, and I was talking to a few of my friends about it. And when I first started, YouTube was not YouTube, but Facebook was like the thing. But really, people weren't really using it to communicate in that respect. They
Oh
were
no,
kind of
it's the
using it
game has
for more
changed.
family,
Yeah, the
right?
game has changed in the
And
last few
so it was
years.
interesting, to have to kind of what we had back then and what we have and what I had in the middle 7 years later and then what I have now are totally different ways of investigating. It's kind of cool, but it definitely changed a lot. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
that's encouraging. Hey, thanks for calling in tonight.
Oh, you're welcome, hon. And thank you for making, yourself available to me. And, when I'm ready, I'll let you know. And like you said, I'll text you and give you my
Absolutely.
number. And yeah, and it would be great. It would be great.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks
Okay.
again for
Well, I'm
calling
going to
in.
hang out in your chat and thank you for taking my call. And, hopefully we'll have some other people get on here.
Oh, they will. No worries. No
Okay.
worries. We'll see
All
ya.
right.
Talk to
Okay.
you later. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. That's a vision. So people want to know what's happening in 2020. I I actually want to solve one. I don't want to play bullshit. I ain't gonna lie. Right? It's fun to watch. It's fun to be a part of. It's good content to be a part of cases that are unfolding in front of us in real time. It's interesting to me to watch the Kelsey Barrett case fold out in front of me in real time, not on Netflix, not on YouTube, not on Facebook, in real time right in front of me. That's fun. It's entertaining. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen in 2020. Shit like what just went down. OD Clue Girl, ex law enforcement agent. She's going to hand pick one. She's going to pluck one out of her case file that hasn't been solved. And we're about to show the real power of the internet. That's my vision for 2020. Let's go give justice to someone who was never given justice. You want to ask me what my vision is in true crime for 2020? Is to solve one of those unsolvable cases, not for my ego, not for the views, not for the clicks, not for any of that, for the victims. What if we brought justice in a cold case that hadn't been brought justice for? What if justice was more than a hashtag? That's what my vision is for 2020. I'm going to follow the current cases. I'm going to follow the cases around my own town that haven't been solved. But what if we actually broke one open? What if we actually brought justice in a cold case? It wouldn't be the first time it's happened. Sure would make me happy, though. Mindy Lee has never left my mind. Trust me. The Mindy Lee case will be talked about on Dad with the Phone. I think in 2020, I'll sit down face to face with Mindy's mom. I think that'll happen in 2020. I think in 2020, I will sit down with the investigators in the Mindy Lee case. I think I'll make that happen. Crew said, pass the Kool-Aid. Drink that shit. That's what I'm saying. Debbie E says, social media is the key. That's where I would drop all the drama. That's where I would never even waste a moment of my time on the YouTube drama. Because when you're talking about real lives, when you're talking about affecting victims of real crime, the YouTube drama falls. It all becomes meaningless amongst real life. Three hours and 40 minutes, kids. How much can a man talk? Depends on how good the whiskey is and the conversation. Tonight, the conversation has been stellar. Tonight, the conversation has been 4 stars. Let's be honest. It's been a good show. If you've watched this show, hit the like button. If you're on Facebook, give Dad with the Phone page a freaking review. Write out in words what you think about me. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent. Go tell the people of the Facebook world what you think of Dad and give me a review. If you're on YouTube tonight and you've been lurking, Sam didn't make it through this. He got way too much shit to watch. Sam, if you ever come back, Sam, hit that like button. For the rest of you out there, thank you. Thank you for an incredible year. Thank you for the blessing you've been on me and my family. Thank you. It's Dad with a Phone. They call me Dad with a Phone. My real name is Michael Dalton. I live in Woodland Park, Colorado. And I'm proud you're listening. I'm humbled that you're listening. How is that even possible? Thanks for watching, guys. I'm out. 3 hours, 40 minutes, like it's been 5.